Hurry up. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Hey guys, what's going on? How we doing today? What's up? How we feeling? What's good? Are we alright? What's going on, Ryu? How you doing? Oh, Philip is here too. That's good. That's good. Do with this information what you must. Indeed. Indeed. See, he says. Shout out to Ronaldo, man. How we doing today, guys? What's up? What we been up to? It's particularly hot today, but you know, so am I. Can't complain. Why are you saying the outro, bro? Just came in. It's fine, same difference. Gotta come correct, indeed. How's it going, Kay? What's going on, baby? How you doing? Oh, by the way, I'm a winger. Arsenal? I forgetting the fucking nicknames and shit. Blue Devils. Sorry, that was wrong with me. Red Devils. That's Manchester United. What else am I missing? Dimitri sending you parts of the initiation proof. That's good. Wait till he sends everything. We don't do halfway shit around here. The entire initiation process has to be completed before we move forward. Okay? What's the temperature? I don't know. Hold on, let me check. 68. 68. Let's see. And then yesterday I put Cosmo through it. That's good. Very good. Done my 4th boxing session today. That's very good. Very, very good. What are they teaching you right now? In the first 4 classes you're in, are you learning the fundamentals? Are you going through your, actual punching mechanics? Are you going through lessons in footwork? I'd like to know. Get Cosmin, I'm guessing, a bunch of advice too, mindset-wise, and on negs and teases. That's good. That's very good. I'm doing good, TikTok Zion. What's going on, man? Trying to get into this, You know what I'm here for. You know what we're all about. You know what we do when we get here. So let's get to it. It is I, your favorite scientist. So ask me any questions. Anything at all you want to know. Let me know. Let's see. Jace, I have a festival, coming up, and I'm looking to cook. Those are easy. It's a bunch of people that look just like you, that have the same values as you, that prioritize and think the same way you do. Easy work. You don't even need tips and pointers for that, honestly. Let's see. More times it's mainly punching drills, and then I do a sparring sesh. Body only, though. Okay, that's good. That's good. They don't got you wearing the headgear yet? That's when sparring gets a little serious. They make you start wearing headgear. But I'm guessing they have because boxing, they would usually teach a certain set of people if they're all beginners, and they just train that set together as they go. And then depending on the time in the session, a more advanced class comes in, blah, blah. But yeah, that's good. As long as you're in it, as long as you're doing it, I'm happy. That's great. Awesome. Well done. I fuck with the jewelry. Thank you. Thank you, Some Light. A few important pieces here and there. Not too crazy. Also, where's the one girl that you were debating adding to the group chat? The funny thing is, I was talking to her earlier today too. I probably forgot to reply her or something. I know it's in the morning. She'll probably be here soon. She'll probably be here later. Yeah, she's very interesting. Jason, for the PDF, how would you define game? I have many definitions of game. Remind me to send you my list. I have a list of the different definitions of game, and I think it's also in this one and this one as well. I don't know if it's in this one, but I know it's in this one. I have about 8 different definitions. I think 8 or 9 different definitions of game. from the point of view of tension or the manipulation of tension, from the point of view of how you make women feel around you, from the point of view of getting women to think a certain way around you, from the point of view of actual leading social dynamics. There's many different definitions of game. But if I had to give you my most important one, I would still lean heavier into like the point of view of tension. Game is essentially the expert manipulation of tension. That is what game is. You're manipulating tension and you're using that to your advantage. Jace, I appreciate the content. Thanks, Primetime. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. I want to put it as the title line. Okay, the manipulation of tension. There we go. And then second question for the PDF. What's your definition of protector and provider? That I have to like really come back to that one, because I have to give like a proper definition of what a provider type is and what a protector type is. And it really comes down to like the main difference between them, which is risk taking, right? The protector is the guy who is willing to do what he needs to do to get what he wants on a more direct level. He's a lot more selfish. Providers are the way they are because they're not as selfish and they're not as willing to take the kind of risk that protectors are willing to take. So I'm going to have to find a definition that encompasses all the things about those two kinds of men. The risk-taking ability, the willingness to offend, the way they carry themselves, etc. I'll get back to you on that particular one. Let's see. Now, I'm not allowed to spar to the head until advanced. That makes sense. If you got a teacher like mine, though, he will, from time to time, allow us to, when we're starting out, it was just like, go for it. Again, occasionally. It's not, he's crazy. Let me put that out there. He's very crazy. So, if that's the kind of teacher you got, you're in for a wild ride. But it sounds like you're with a level-headed person, which is good. I feel like the crazy teachers are best, though, when it comes to martial arts, because they will allow you to experiment. They will allow you to make your mistakes, get hurt, learn your lessons the hard way, which is the best way to learn your lessons, by the way. But, take the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. With that comes a lot of physical, psychological pain, and you might end up getting what we call fear, like inspiring fear, where you find yourself being a little too scared to engage because you got hit with something crazy in the last sparring. It happens. But if you overcome them in sparring, you'll overcome them in actual fights. Also, send those 8 to 9 definitions of game in the group chat to me personally if you can. Yeah, I will. Let's see. Oh, see, told you, Megan is here. How you doing, Megan? What's going on? It's going on, Fish Army. Fish Army's here. That's good. Yes, she is. Megan is here. I can feel this girl manipulating me, and I kind of like it, but I had to walk away because she had too much power. You enjoyed a woman manipulating you? Why? I want to know what kind of manipulation she was using. Because here's the thing, though. People don't seem to understand about how manipulation and how women work in general. One, to manipulate a woman, she has to allow the manipulation to happen. This is something I talk about in my series, The Art of Manipulation, right? You can't really manipulate someone unless they decide to be a willing participant to your bullshit. That's one. But then there's two, which is there's no way to get to the higher levels of manipulation without allowing yourself to be open to manipulation yourself. So while you're using, you're also to some degree getting used. Keep that in mind. With that said, though, if you feel like you were getting used in a way that you weren't like appreciative of, or you were getting the raw end of the deal, then sure, that's a good reason to walk away. Other than that, I don't see why you did. If she had too much power, okay, explain to me what too much power is, and then explain to me how that looks in relation to the power you had over her. Would you say that you had just as much or even more power over her? Because that sounds like a good deal. Like a good deal. You might have walked away from a really good situation. Who knows? But give me more, detailed explanation of what's going on there so I can figure it out. Give us your rating of her. Oh, of Megan? Megan's cute. Megan is adorable. Megan is very, very adorable. What up, bro? How you doing, Dimitri? Go through that initiation process that we were talking about. How would you navigate that? I already answered that question. In terms of like you and your girl that's manipulating you apparently. Let's see. Last call was dope, by the way. I know, it was a really good call. We got another one in what, guys? 3 weeks? A little less than 3 weeks? I'll see you on that one. You asked for me and I'm here like magic, indeed. I love you, Kate. That was really good. Well done. Yeah. Good time to mention the Lambo he bought for you. It was a really good Lambo too. Yeah, very good Lambo. It was in Ventador, I believe. Let's see. You guys talked about putting a girl in the group chat. What did I miss? Yeah, we're talking about Megan. We're throwing around the ideas, see if it works. Once you have a definition, let me know. But that being said, I got punched in the ear today. Ooh, was it one of those ringing in the ear type of punches, or was it one of those back of the head type of punches to the ear? Because one is more painful than the other, but the other is more consequential. You feel me? Like, ringing in the ear to like that feeling of your eardrum has burst is really bad. It's painful and it's disorienting and you lose your balance. But the back of the head one, that's where concussions come from. That's like permanent damage, so you want to be careful with that, okay? I'd rather take a shot to the ear and lose my hearing for a while than take a back shot. Pause. But you get what I mean. Be careful with those. Keep your guard up, all right? Keep your guard up, very important. And your guard has to go all the way up. You feel me? Don't just, like tuck yourself into it, like bring your arm up. Use your glove. I don't know what kind of ounces your gloves you wear during sparring. In my gym, it's 16 ounces at the very least, right? You can't go below 16 ounces to spar. But yeah, if your glove is big enough, use it to protect your body. Keep your guard up, right? Be safe out here. Protect yourself at all times, as they say. I'm responsible for the section on protector provider. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Also send. All right, I didn't have to read that one. Yeah, I wanted a crazy teacher, but can't find one here. Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, you'll find one eventually. They're not easy to find, and they're almost never in conventional gyms. They're usually just guys that have been in the circuit long enough and have their own weird conventional ways of thinking around fighting. And, like I always say, guys, if the student is ready to master, it will appear. So if you keep at it, if you keep practicing, you keep working on it, and you get to that point of dissatisfaction where you feel like your teacher isn't allowing you to stretch your wings, one way or the other, the universe just brings the right person, the right crazy motherfucker in front of you. It just happens like that. I can't even explain it, but it just does. You feel me? Just stay in the entire industry, stay in the world, you should be fine. Hey, what's going on, Edson? How you doing, man? Something letting women have a little bit of power is pretty fun. I mean, sometimes, is that what you mean? But yeah. I mean, the goal, by the way, in case I haven't said this before, is that at some point you give her power. Right? We need a female initiation course. Fair enough. But yeah, the goal at some point is to let your girl have power. And here's why. Let me explain that. Is that the reason you have to be so close guarded about the power, especially in the beginning, is because of what women are, right? Super, what's the word I'm looking for that isn't too TikTok unfriendly? Basically, women aren't used to power. And what happens when you put power in the hands of someone that isn't used to it? More than likely, 10 times out of 10, they abuse it, right? So your job as her man, right, as her coach, as I like to call it, is to teach her how to use power without hurting herself or you in the process. So over time, you will designate to her some degree of power, some degree of responsibility. See how she does with it. Take it back from time to time, right? You have to, because you have to create someone that can keep up with you. You have to create someone that isn't going to become a complete fucking liability to you. Which means you have to make sure that she understands how to manipulate power the way you can. But again, it all starts with you being a good leader, obviously, right? You're a good leader. You stay in front. You lead from the front. From time to time, you let her go in front. And I'm not just talking about physically, right? Like, I'm talking about also, like, psychologically. You let her take the lead on certain things. And you allow her to observe herself while she's in those positions of power, and then you take it back when it's getting a little too, when the load is getting too heavy. It's like teaching your daughter how to ride a bike. At some point, she will wobble and start to fall. You gotta go catch her, right? Let her go again. That's kind of how it works. Female initiation should be to introduce us to her link friends. That's actually a pretty good one. Why not? Yeah, your initiation. Bring all your bad bitch friends. Why not? That's so funny. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Barf? How you doing, baby? What's going on? Jace, the breakdown on frame 101, just have to complete new pickups, and I'm set. Fair enough. Good. That's the most important part too. Oh yeah, I met up with my ex the other day. Oh, did you? The main chick has run away. Too much tension? Was that it? Too much. It sounds like too much tension. Let me know though. That's interesting. So the ex is coming back. If I had to guess, maybe the ex is there a chance the ex drove away the main? Is that a possibility in your mind? Because it just sounds very convenient. You know what I mean? That, or your energy is shifting and your main chick is sensing that there's someone in the picture she can't compete with. You know, women can pick up on these things. They're goofy, but they're not stupid, right? So, I mean, how did that go though? How did the ex coming back in go? How did the main chick running away go? I want to know. I had to walk away from a girl who I felt was disrespectful and it felt empowering. The first time you do it is always a massive high, right? When you have the ability to say no to a woman that you previously didn't realize you had the ability to say no to. Yeah, it's very empowering. Good for you. I'm happy for you. And this will be the first time you've done it, and I promise you won't be the last. You know, it's women we're talking about. At some point, you will find a reason to walk away from another one. It is what it is. And then I would say about 80% of them come back because, you know, they realize they can't find another man that respects himself like that. So, yeah, enjoy this situation you're in and all that. All right, let's see. What do you think of the soft guy era? I've already spoken on this. I'm cool with it as long as it remains satire. As long as it's just a funny joke amongst men, you know, do say this, hear that, sell your merch, whatever. The moment guys actually begin to take it seriously is when, you know, it becomes goofy. If you genuinely think that being in your soft guy era and saying drizzle all the time will somehow, because this is how a few men think. I don't think it's most men. I think it's a very small minority of men that genuinely believe that if they do the whole soft guy era thing long enough, a bunch of women are going to be like, you know what? Now that these guys are saying to us what we've been saying to them, they're right. We do sound unreasonable, don't we? And that's just not going to happen. You know, it's making the mistake of assuming that an emotional creature is going to come to a logical conclusion. It's not going to happen. No. Women don't give a fuck. They don't care. You're wasting your time if you think that's how it's going to happen. It's just not. Also, there's also the fact that, you know, a man, I shouldn't have to explain that a man in his feminine is not going to get the soft guy treatment. Because here's the funny thing, and it's something I said in my video too. I get the soft guy treatment, right? The women in my life treat me like, you know, I was seeing videos the other day. I was, you know, one of these soft, what was his name? The young kid, I forget his name. I saw like a video of him showing about like, oh, here's a list of girls that send me money, and it's like, that's a regular Tuesday for me. That's nothing, you know. I started my soft guy era about 5 years ago when I started getting girls to pay my rent, when I was super broke and I had put all my money into this business and I had nothing to show for it, and I was at the brink of homelessness, and it was the girls in my life at the time that were just paying my way through life, right? So getting a girl to invest in you that much to the point where it becomes monetary gain for you is pretty easy. It's not complex to do. It's not hard. But the irony to that, though, and this is what I'm trying to get to, is that you become the kind of guy that women feel is worth investing in monetarily when you don't portray yourself as soft. Like, the way to be that guy, the way to get that treatment is to be a masculine man. Is to be a man that they see as a leader, that they trust with their protection, and a man that they can look up to and respect. Right? A man that's proactive and takes action and is to some degree advancing, right? If you're like, I'm gonna get good treatment from women because I'm gonna treat myself like a woman and I'm gonna exist in the world like a chick, that's just not gonna work, right? How many years ago did I start my TikTok, and I always started out by saying stuff like, whenever girls say, I don't chase, I attract, or anything like that, that's for them. That's for them. They get to say that. As a man, you're all about the action. That's how we got to be with us. And when women see a man with action or moving in a certain way, in a certain direction, they just want to pour their entire feminine nurturing energy on that. That's just the way it works. It's nature. So that's what I think about the soft guy era. Enjoy it as long as you're enjoying it. Sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Satirically, yeah. What started you on this path? It was a combination of an accident. I'm not even kidding. It was literally an accident. An accident, curiosity mixed in with genuine pain. I can't say that, my entire life was filled with, I was the guy that, never got bitches at all. That I wish I could tell that story. That wasn't me. I was the guy who was getting girls here and there, but they were never the girls I really wanted. That was my issue. And I feel like, again, call me spoiled or privileged or whatever, but I've always had a decent mouthpiece because of the way I grew up and the people I grew up around. I've always had the ability to talk my way in and out of situations as young as like fucking 8 years old, right? So surprise, surprise, I lost my virginity at 13 to an older, much older woman for that matter. But again, a much older woman that if I showed you a picture of, you would be disgusted by me. But, I had some little trinkets here and there, but it was never what I wanted. So the frustration of not getting what I felt like I deserved pushed me to like dive headfirst into the shit. And it's been great ever since. Let's see. Ringing in the air type punch. Oh, fair enough. That's a better one. Your hearing will be wonky. Your balance was probably really fucked up the first few minutes after you got that. Your hearing will be wonky a little bit. You probably have to like put your headphones in the other ear, let that one heal. Don't bounce vibrations off it too much. But after that, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't get any permanent damage from that. Jace, one of the girls, went cold turkey, basically ignoring a question asked. What question did you ask? What question? I'm very curious. What question did you ask? Should you buy drinks for girls you like? Of course you should, but you should make sure you get some kind of compliance before you get the drink. My favorite thing to do in the club or in the bar whenever I want to, maybe a girl even asks me to buy her a drink, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool. I like talking to you so far, why not? But before we even continue talking, you got to show me about your fitness. I'm a guy that's all about my fitness. Drop and give me 20. I will literally say that. I will say, drop and give me 20. Okay, I'll buy you a drink if you beat me in rock, paper, scissors or thumb wars. I'll buy you a drink if you can beat me in an arm wrestling contest. It's got to be some playful exchange of value there before I go, okay, fine, I'll buy you a drink. All right. Name 5 countries in Africa. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7. To this day, none of the girls I've done that for have actually like done it. Not ironically, not even the African girls, because when you start counting down from 10, they just start panicking and shit. But then no matter what happens, whether they lose or win the game, I go, you know what? I'm off the floor with you. I might as well just buy you a consolation prize or whatever. Come on. I'm not gonna get you the drink you want. I'm gonna get you a bootleg version of that. What do you want? You want a whiskey sour? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna get you straight whiskey so you can die. So yeah, you can do whatever you want for a girl. Just make sure you establish the frame that she has to do for you first, and you should be fine. Let's see. We can put her in to just experiment. If the experiment fails, we can throw her out. That's funny. Yo, I need girl advice. Sure, go for it. Ask me away. No Diddy on that slip up, fam. What no Diddy? What'd you say? Cold tongue, basically ignoring the question. I don't see the point of the no Diddy. You might have misfired the no Diddy, my friend. There was nothing rather homosexual about that, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm not catching something. I don't think in terms of that. But okay, I guess no Diddy just in case. Just in case, no Diddy. I had all the power and everything was on my terms. Then she started to become less compliant and try to pull me. Okay. Standard. That makes sense. Again, I don't see anything wrong with that. You have enough power over a woman, it'll last about 2 or 3 months. She'll just be your fucking lapdog. But then at some point, usually after the 4th or 5th month, they begin to come back to their senses a little bit and try to test and push against, the power you have over them. Because it is scary for women. Like, I was talking to someone about this earlier today. I was on a phone call where he was asking me how to make a woman fall in love. and what the obstacles to doing that are. And I said the biggest one by far is a woman's fear, right? Women are terrified of falling in love because of what it entails, so because of what it comes with, which is the complete surrender of themselves to someone else, right? That's a scary thing for women. That's a scary thing for women. So you got to think about it in those same, type of terms. When she realizes that you completely own her, there's gonna be, maybe it's outside influence, maybe it's her coming back to her senses, maybe she watches a TV show and something happens. She decides, you know what, maybe I'm making it too easy for this guy. I gotta go back to being a challenge. And then it's your job as a man to remind her, oh no, listen, the reason I value as much as I do and the reason you're so special to me is because you're not a challenge to me anymore. Like, we've gotten to the point now in our relationship where we don't need those weird back and forths. Like, you're already a beautiful girl. I already have, some degree of uncertainty around that because of all the different options you have and how desirable you are and all that. I don't need you to become my enemy on top of that. It's fine. I love you. I'll keep you safe. And then everything should go back to, reset back to the good times, as they say. Let's see. Manipulate 100 dudes. For the female initiation, that's crazy. For women, though, we'd probably have to do a little more than that. Because they can go through 100 quite easily. Especially a girl as cute as Megan. Like, she can do 100 dudes by Saturday. Like, trust me. Let's see. Then she started to become less compliant. I already read that one. My bad. I got this coworker, and we just started texting yesterday. Should I ask her to hang out or too soon? It depends on what the conversations you have what the conversations you have in person are like. I kind of skipped a few words there. What are you talking about when you're in person? Are you like actually flirting? Is there sexual tension in the air? If so, you can fuck a date. Really just bring her over to your place, honestly. Because dates are for women. Here's something I know that people probably don't know. So let me say that out loud. Dates are only for women that aren't sure of who you are, that need a space, probably a time and space in public to really vet you. If it's a woman that you've met through warm approach, you've already technically had multiple dates, if you really think about it. There's nothing special at that point in taking her and being like, okay, let's go on an official date. Like, if anything, it just makes you look goofy and overly romantic. You've already giving her multiple opportunities, ample opportunities to properly vet to see who you are. So from that point, it's just go from friendship talk to, sexual tension, and then boom. Don't make me blush right now. Fair enough. Make sure she manipulates 300 dudes. That's funny. I crack myself up. Okay, let's see. I already said that one. Let's see. Would you fight to defend a woman who's been harassed by a group of guys or call the cops? What woman are we talking about in question? If it's my woman, I die defending her. If it's my woman. But some bitch, I don't know. I don't know why guys feel bad about admitting this, but our protection is not for everybody. That should be reserved for the women you care about. That should be reserved for the women that you are actually invested in. I said it in a video a while ago where, how'd I say it? I said, women finding out that men aren't hardwired to protect all women is the same level of heartbreak or same level of shattered expectations as men finding out that, how'd I say it? What was the equivalent I used? It was something else that men expect of women that isn't really true. It was some misconception. I forget what it was. But yeah, basically it's like, it's a heartbreak kind of thing for most women to find out, oh, most guys won't just throw themselves in harm's way to protect me. And I like the fact that women know that, because for the longest time we've preached a lie to women that men are the expendable sex, and that's just not true. We cannot be the expendable sex if we're the sex that is required to move things forward. If all men die, it's only a matter of time for women, kind of follow through. If all women die, I'm not saying it's going to be a great existence without them. Lord knows I wouldn't like that. But let's be honest, we'd be doing not that bad for a bit, for a while, before, we eventually descend into savagery, because we do need feminine energy to keep us in check, right? But we'd be doing like decent. We'd have like a cool utopia for about 3-5 years. The other way around, women are like fucking pulling each other's hairs out by the next week, So I digress. The point I'm trying to make is, be careful about propaganda that tells you to give up all the male masculine value you represent, your guidance, your provision, your protection, your leadership, your boundaries, to women that you don't know, that you don't owe shit to. Right? Keep that in mind. And gaslight you. Oh, I see. It's the continuation of your last thing. That's fair. Female initiation should be. I already read that one. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny game. Way too easy. More compliance needed. You know what? I kind of agree with Dimitri on that, Kay. It's got to be more than that. That's funny. Let's see. Yes, I lead her well, and she gave in to a lot of manipulation. Then it went to her head. Yeah, that sounds about right. It makes sense. At some point, they get a little too uncomfortable with how it's like a moment of realization thing, right? It's like, I just had that happen with my girl 2 months ago, where it was like she just kind of jolted up and like, wait a minute, how long have I been in this state where I just do whatever Jason asked me to, and it feels wrong almost. And again, it's not their fault. It's like society tells them it's wrong to be that way. Other women try to make fun of them for being that way. All that stuff. She came to me. She was like, all my coworkers are telling me like my boyfriend said this type of girl. Is it true? And I'm like, absolutely, it's true. That's so funny. And it was just like, hey, that's not a bad thing, because they'll begin to convince themselves, oh, well, I guess it's a bad thing. I have to have my life outside of you. It's like, no, honey, you're here because I am your life. And that's a good thing. It's okay. And by the way, as a man, it's your job to make sure you make it okay for her to be that way around you. Right? Never discourage a woman from making you her priority. Don't ever punish a woman from doing that. That's a dumb thing I see men do all the time. Right? Oh, I need my space. Trying to act cool. Shut up. You want a woman to be obsessed with you as often as she can be. And if she's a beautiful woman, then that's more than enough, attraction to spark there, because you know that there's still competition for her. And that's all you need. That's all the anxiety you need. Because again, I still preach both parties need to feel anxious around each other to some degree. You need to feel like your girl, if she really wanted to, can leave you whenever she wants. And that'll keep you on your toes, right? All the men out there with bad bitches know what I'm talking about. You roll over in bed. You're like, oh, I'm just feeling so comfortable. I didn't go to the gym today. I didn't go to jiu-jitsu today. I don't want to do anything. And then you roll over to the other side and you see this beautiful, gorgeous thing just spread out next to you. And you realize, shit. If I don't keep this six-pack, that's going to be, how the kids say it these days, minus 10,000 aura. Yeah. I got to make sure I'm in tip-top shape, and I'm not just talking physically, right? Keep all your wits about you. Keep to your P's and Q's, as they say. Dot your I's, cross your T's, and just stay on point. Stay on point. And that's all the motivation you need. So keep that in mind. If you don't go, that's going to be a whale next to you. For real. Exactly. Think about it like that, because Ryu is very correct. If you don't go, if you don't get up off that bed when it feels nice and comfortable and soft and plush and warm, when you come back, it won't happen the very moment you come back, but over time, that beautiful goddess will be replaced by a beluga whale. And you don't want that. You don't want that to happen to you now, do you? Right? You wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy. So make sure you get off that bed. It's hard, but it needs to happen. Let's see. Yeah, too much tension. I don't think the ex drove away the main. It might be an energetic thing. I'm just saying. I don't want to tell you how Nigerian chicks get, but we'll talk about that later. Classic indeed. How are you, mate? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Mandla? Is that how you say your name? Mandla? Mandela. All right, that's dope. That's pretty dope. How important is it to be genuine and be vulnerable spitting game? How early is too early? So, let's have a good definition for vulnerability. Vulnerability is making yourself human to your girl. That's how I define vulnerability. It's not telling her, your fucking life's problems, or how, you have baggage from years ago, or trauma dumping on her. No, or telling her what your deepest, darkest secret is, or your weakness. No. Vulnerability is simply the art of making her realize that you have a human side to you. But see how I'm wording it, though. If you're going to tell her you have a human side to you, that means she didn't know before, right? Why wouldn't she know before? Simple, because she thought you were a god. You were Superman. And you could fly through fucking buildings. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Good game, solid game, dictates that you approach a woman with Superman aura, with the Superman cape on. She has to come and see you with the S on your chest. And then at some point, in order to get her to begin to feel more comfortable around you, you have to show her, by the way, I'm not just Superman. I'm actually Clark Kent of the Daily Planet. Okay, this isn't the correct glasses to demonstrate that with, but you guys get the point, right? The point is, you can be vulnerable with her after you've already established beforehand that you are that guy, that you hold higher psychological position, right? When she knows you're cool, you're non-needy, you're free from any outcome of the conversation, you're willing to offend her, you're a leader of men, you're a protector of your loved ones, all that good stuff. When you show her you're cool as fuck and you're willing to push back on her and tease and flirt and not take anything seriously, right? Then you can begin to build comfort by showing her, oh, by the way, I do have a human side. Here's why I grew up. Here's what I was like when I was a kid. Here's my relationship with my father, with my mother, right? Make yourself seem more human. That's how vulnerability should work, okay? All right. Because some girls had buyer's remorse after telling me her life story and I didn't give her none deep. Of course they did. Of course they. Oh, thanks, Edson. Appreciate the heart. Is it coming yet? Yeah, I love the hearts. Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, that makes sense. When a girl gives herself to you, her deepest, parts of herself, like she gives up something of herself that's dear to her, and you don't give anything in return, yeah, she feels slighted. That's buyer's remorse 101 right there. How would you feel if you were promised a PS5 for $500, you show up with your $500, and what you get in exchange is a PS2 and a PS3? You'd feel slighted. You'd be like, that's not what I fucking expected. I mean, I technically got a PS5, if you add the PS2 plus PS3, algebra, I guess. But, it's not what I expected. It's not what I expect. Well, I guess if it was algebra, it would be 2 PS plus 3 PS. But you get the point. You didn't get what you expected. You now regret the exchange. Duh. So the next time a woman gives you a part of herself like that, you have two options. One, give her a part of yourself as well. That's, cool. That's good. But if you feel like you're putting yourself out there too soon, then it's fine. You can just simply reward her aggressively for doing that. So you tell her, I really do feel like I'm a lot closer to you now that you told me that. I appreciate you for sharing that with me. I'm very happy that you feel like you can trust me with information like that. Go out of your way to make her feel good for doing it, right? And then, spend a little more time with her. Time is of the essence in terms of like how you use it to reward women for their compliance. So the more time you spend with her, the more consequential the relationship is. You feel me? Is that front end or back end? Honestly, that's both. That's both ends. Before or after you've had sex with her, it's both. Because here's the thing. You gotta build comfort with her to some degree before you have sex with her, right? She has to feel like fucking you was a good idea, and it's her idea. How can she feel like she wants to fuck Superman if Superman doesn't show, oh, by the way, I grew up in Smallville? At that point, he's just this out of reach, unattainable alien creature that can walk through walls. That's someone you feel attraction for as a woman. That's someone you might think of sexually, but not in the cool, safe kind of way. It feels more like I might die in his arms, because that's the kind of danger he represents. As opposed to, by the way, when I'm not being this guy, I work in the Daily Planet. Now it's like, oh, Superman is someone I can like have coffee with and things will be cool and nothing bad will happen. He's socially calibrated. He has things that tie him down to earth. He's not just some... The more I say this, the more I realize this analogy is fucking amazing. He's not just some random Kryptonian that can fly off the planet whenever he wants and not give a shit if Earth explodes. He has an emotional investment in the planet. He has human parents that have raised him since he was young. So he has a reason. That's essentially what being grounded is. A reason to be here. When I first got to America, and this is a great example too. When I first got to America, this was like when I was like, I don't know, 8 years old, when I was visiting. And me and my mom had to do like the whole process, the interview, tourist visa interview, whatever the fuck. And I'm a little kid, I'm sitting there with my mom, they're asking questions, they're trying to distract me with eclairs, candies. It was pretty delicious, I remember that. But the first thing they ask you as an immigrant before you come to America, when you're coming with a tourist visa, they ask you, okay, what do you do for work or school, or preferably both? Do you own businesses here? Are you married? Why are they asking you questions like that? Because they want to know that you have reasons to come back when you leave. Things that tie you to the motherland. If you just go, oh, I have nothing, then they go, look, I know this chick. You're trying to run away and never come back because you have no reason to come back. Same thing with being more real to a woman. You start out as Superman. But then she finds out, oh, he has actual earthly ties. Even if they're just emotional and psychological, they exist. Cool. I can feel safe with that guy. All right. On to the next. Going crazy. Indeed. I believe Mystery's M3 model has incorrect terms. It's misleading. So as a genius I am, I came up with my own. Want to hear Pookie? Be very careful saying that about Mystery. I don't know Mystery to be incorrect. He might have terms you're not familiar with, say it like that, but to call them incorrect, let's not grow too big for our britches now, okay? Mystery is the white Jesus of pickup for a reason. So be very careful with that. With that said though, I am curious to see what you have in mind. I want to see what you've come up with. Because some girl had buyers. Oh yeah, I read that one. Update on the married ex. I didn't close. She was annoying as ever. Oh, the one that came into your hometown? You know? What happened with that one? She was annoying? Fair enough. Okay, let me put it this way. It was easier to understand for me in my terms. Okay, let's see what terms we're talking about. Let me know. Brother, what's going on, Profilo? How you doing, man? Ex started calling me every night. Met up, got food, kissed. Sounds about right, yeah. Sounds normal. Okay, life is good. She didn't want me to come to her crib, try to tease my way in, then just went home. Interesting. She sounds like she's going through someone's course. That sounds like someone put her through the no contact plan. Interesting. Well, if anything, that's a good thing because that means you know how much she's invested in trying to get you back, so I'm not too mad about that. You have two options. Go with your flow or go with hers. Either way, you end up in the same destination. The problem, though, is if you go with hers, she'll go away thinking that she has the power in the relationship, which means by the time you get there, you have to correct that notion. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Jace, how should I reapproach the girl who I approached previously and said she was slow? Is the one you said she was slow, she said, I'm not slow, and then you walked away? That one? Is that the one you're talking about? That was an awkward-ass conversation you left hanging, man. You're going to have to start over. But give it time, though. Give it time. In fact, I would say you can't really reapproach the same way. You probably have to approach through like a mutual friend or something like that. You know? Because the way you left the conversation just is so awkward. You did everything right up to the point where for whatever reason you decided to just walk away. So give that one time. Go approach other girls. You feel me? Let's see. But your last video on sperm wars, can you explain all that situation? Like how did the man end up in that situation? We're talking about what was his name? Kayode Olariwaju. Shout out to Kayode. And yes, I have to say Kayode Olariwaju because I speak some good Yoruba. I grew up in Lagos, so I have to say the names correctly. I can't be like Kayode Olare Wanjo. Like, no, it's Kayode Olariwaju. I mean Nigerian man. I have to say things correctly. These names are secret spells. But anyway, for those of you that don't know, he's a Nigerian soccer player, an international soccer star. I have to say soccer because America, right? Football player. And he found out recently that his wife's, well, the kids he had with his wife, all three of them, are not his. And in fact, last I heard about the situation, there's a rumor now, it's all alleged, that the guy that the wife had the kids with is their pastor. And I forget his name. He's another Yoruba guy. But was he not Adeboye? Oyedepo? No, Oyedepo. I'm not tripping. No. Adeboye guy, I think, is his last name. But he's like one of these interesting prosperity teachers in London, because they all live in London, by the way. And yes, London is like 30% Yoruba Nigerians. I've been there. I know this for a fact. But he's one of these prosperity preachers. He's a pastor that is the flashiest motherfucker you've ever seen. All he does is wear the flyest fits and drive the craziest looking luxury cars. It's crazy. And apparently he's the father of all those three kids. Allegedly. But anyway, now that I've caught you up to the story, here's how that happens. Every woman on a biological level is looking for, and by the way, this is something I'm actually writing a thesis on. I believe on a biological level, every woman is seeking a perfect man to be associated with, because the perfect man increases her chances of survival significantly, right? So he's the right amount of capacity for danger, as in he's a survivor, and he's the right amount of capacity for sensitivity, as in he can emotionally invest in her. So she's getting the best of both worlds. The dangerous motherfucker that can do what's necessary to keep her safe, but then also the sensitive motherfucker that won't turn his power against her and will use his power to keep her safe, right? Okay. That's what I talk about when I talk about like the protector and the provider. The man who is the woman, the one that women actually genuinely desire, and the man who women have to get with to be provided for, is the protector and the provider. Now, here's the thing. The vast majority of women will never run into guys in the middle. Oh, wait, hold on. Is the perfect man different for each woman since she has slightly altered preferences? Yes, you're very correct. And that's what I was going to go into. So there's the extreme, which is the protector type, pure protector. There's the other extreme, which is pure provider. So think about it like this. The guy who is not a risk taker. He wants to do the whole, everything about his life is very average and very risk averse. He probably went to college and made sure he didn't drop out. He wants to do the whole, wife and 2.5 kids, white picket fence, shit like that. He's very into stability and doing whatever it takes to make sure that he remains fiscally responsible, etc. That kind of guy. That's Mr. Provider. That's not an attractive guy to women, but he's necessary to keep her provided for. Then there's the other guy, protector type. That's the risk taker, the rugged, reckless bad boy that women actually love. The guy that women are actually excited by for real. Oh, it's my light getting in the way. The guy that women are actually excited by for real. Those are the extremes though. Now you get closer to the middle, you have the protectors that are willing to provide. That is the rugged bad boy that, women kind of see some sensitivity in. Then you have the providers that are willing to protect. By the way, repin that particular comment. I'll read it again. Then the providers that are willing to protect. Sharp ass son. My bad. My bad, guys. Can you guys see me here? There we go. Sorry about that. I kind of figured it was bothering you guys too. And I can pull these bad boys back out. Then there's the guys that are the providers that are willing to protect. That is the safe, risk-averse guy that will, to some degree, take some types of risk, right? Then there's the perfect middle guy, the guy that's truly half and half protector-provider. Now, depending on the girl and her temperament and the level of anxiety she can live with, which is usually directly proportional to her level of self-esteem, she wants one of those guys in the middle. Either the one that's half and half, the provider that's willing to protect because she can deal with a little less anxiety, because the guy that's the provider that's willing to protect has a lot less anxiety than the other guy, which is the protector that's willing to provide. That guy represents a lot more risk-taking and, not as comfortable type of behavioral cues, but he is sensitive. He does have a sensitive side. If she's hotter, she wants that particular guy, by the way. The rugged bad boy who does have some sensitivity. So basically, they have a dualistic strategy that they would rather be in on one guy. Exactly. So, and that's kind of where I'm going to get into. Ideally, again, if she's a 7, 8, 9, or 10, well, some 7s, 7.5, 8, 9s, or 10s, they can get one of the guys in the middle. So the 7s, 8s would probably lean more towards the, provider that's willing to protect. And then 9s and 10s will want that protector that's willing to provide. The bad boy with the sensitive side. As opposed to the nice guy that has the ability to stand up for himself from time to time, right? That's if she's lucky enough. The vast majority of women, I'm talking average women and below, and most women, by the way, are average. Most women are 5s, right? That's just the way that the numbers spread out. There's just as few 10s as there are 2s and 1s, right? The women who are average will never run into those perfect middle guys. They'll only ever, in their experience, come across the guys in the massive extremes. The provider types that they don't want, that want them, and the pure protector types that will use them for their body and not really care about them. Because again, they don't have any sensitivity, right? So when a woman is in that situation, either because she's not attractive enough, or, by the way, it's not always because they're not attractive enough. It can also be because she is attractive, but she waited too far outside of her window of sexual prime. So if she's a hot chick, but she gets to age 30, 31, and she still hasn't settled on anyone, now all she has in her disposal, at her, all her options are usually those extremes. The pro protector, the pro provider. Now she has to do the next best thing. So she can't find the perfect middle guys. She now has to create one. So this is how she goes about doing it. She will steal the genetic material of the protector type, those strong, rugged, risk-taking ability genes, and then she will present it to the provider type so that he can raise that child up with a softer, sensitive temperament. Does that make sense? So essentially, she's creating, by stealing one guy's gene and getting the other guy to raise it, she's creating the perfect guy, the perfect middle guy that she couldn't find by herself. Right? And I still have things to work on in that particular theory, because I still don't know if they're doing it because of some kind of weird, fucked up imprinting issue, which is where you have those women that are like obsessed with their sons, or because it's just part of the biological design. I still have a few tests to run there. That's why the thesis isn't all the way together. It's still a working hypothesis. It's not a concrete theory quite yet. But the actual actions being done are concrete. There's a lot of evidence for it. I mean, look at Sierra, Russell Wilson in Future. Perfect example. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Not every provider type is okay with just willingly and knowingly raising a protector type's kids. Sometimes, like in the case of this soccer player we're talking about, it's not even a pure provider type. It's a provider with some degree or ability to protect, but just not as much as the guy she's stealing genetics from. So in that case, you know what the woman is going to do? She's going to trick that man into raising that kid as his own. That's where paternity fraud comes in. You completely lost me there. How does she put the two together? I already just explained that. She steals the genetics of the strong man. She allows that to come to term and give birth, and then she raises that child within the temperament of the provider type, right? With the man that is a lot more sensitive, a lot less of a risk taker. Now, here's where it gets interesting, even more interesting, right? because of that, need to do that. And sometimes the man in her case, the provider type in this case with this football player, is not a pure provider that is okay with raising someone else's child. She will trick that man into doing it. That is where paternity fraud comes from. That's how it happens. They want the benefits of having the son they have with the man they truly desire to be raised by the man who's willing to raise the son with her, without suffering the consequences of letting that man know. That's the entire game. So it's kind of fucked up, and this is why reading books like Sperm Wars is important, and just reading up on all things evolutionary psychology. Everything that women do, whether it's good or bad, always comes back to their evolutionary benefit. It always starts with that. You can predict a woman's behavior precisely, to like the T, if you understand that what they're doing for what is in their minds the best evolutionary outcome: survival and replication. All right? That's how it works. Keep that in mind. It's a tricky world out there, baby. It's a tricky world. Let's see. Attraction should be value projection. Type shit. How the woman decided to do that? Why? If I had to guess, right? And this is where it gets a little tricky with how this whole thing works. Let me give you guys another piece of the puzzle here so you don't get too confused. What makes a man genetically superior to another in a woman's mind, as far as a woman's biology is concerned, is not the actual genetic expression of that man. I'll give you an example. Go back to the soccer player that this happened to. He's a fucking soccer player. He's a professional athlete. He's built like a brick house. You wouldn't expect a man that looks like that to be played for a fool like that, right? And yet he did. Why? Because as far as a woman's biology goes, it's not... Go away. Shoot. Read it. Sorry, I just had to kill a random bug that just flew on my shit. Anyway, back to my point. Because as far as a woman's biology is concerned, it's not the actual genetic expression of the man that makes him either genetically superior or inferior. What makes him superior or inferior are his behavioral cues. It's the way you behave. That's why you can have Future, who is, a rapper, skinny guys, right? Who is seen as genetically superior to Russell Wilson, who was an actual NFL quarterback. That's how you can have that happen. Because Future is on his, if she catch me cheating, I will never tell her sorry. That's his vibe. That's his shit. That's what he's known for. He's the guy that doesn't bend to the will of women. That's attractive to women. That makes him genetically superior because on a behavioral cues level, he's the guy that can't be manipulated by women. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, is not only willing to raise Future's kids, which again, Jesus Christ, what are you doing, Russell? He brags about the shit, right? But on a behavioral cues level, let's be honest, he's a fucking lame. He's lame. He's not the kind of guy that Sierra would have picked if she weren't past her sexual prime. And we know that because Sierra's been famous since her sexual prime, and she never went for a guy like fucking Russell Wilson. She was dating Futures. Look at her past. Look at all the guys she dated. Right? I don't know all of them, but I'm pretty sure she dated both Ja Rule and 50 Cent. I'm pretty sure, which is wild to say. That's like a girl dating both Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Those two ended up having the biggest rap beef in the 2000s. 50 Cent won, because protective types always win. Duh. But even Ja Rule is not like a pure provider type. He's just, he's a lot less of a risk taker than 50, but he's still a risk taker. It's fucking Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This is how this shit works. It's behavioral cues that matter the most, not actual physical looks or genetic expression. Okay? Let's see. She tried to send me money for food, told her my treat since I was late. Oh, that's cute. Next time, tell her next one's going to be on you, though. Tell her that so that she can have an opportunity to invest in you. You feel me? Essential. Because this is about
demonstrating value to the girl and positioning yourself as a source of validation. If you're talking about the front end, before you get to comfort building, yes. How to recover from the situation and walk with no shame. Oh, you talking about the soccer player guy? Walk away with no shame is impossible. That's not a if okay. Let me give you guys some advice. If you find yourself in a situation like that, which I'm here to make sure you don't get into a situation like that. That's what I'm here for. Is to make sure you're not the guy that finds out his wife is making you raise someone else's kids. Right? But if God forbid you find yourself in a situation like that, deed's done. You're already fucked. The last thing you should be worrying about is your fucking reputation. It's already done. It's over. It's done. It's done. The next thing you should be trying to save at that point is your self-respect, right? And you have to key up your ability to walk away. Like, just abandon everything, chuck the juices, get out. But if you're trying to still salvage I want to still save face. Nope. Now you end up looking like Drake after the fucking last rap beef. Trying to save face when you're already looking stupid is just about the worst thing you can do. Don't do that. Yeah, value projection is the term I wanted to have instead of attraction. The stage. All right, fair enough. It's not bad. Psychologically above her, somebody worth chasing. Comfort should be value recognition. Value recognition. No. Because comfort is where you cash in the value. The whole point of the comfort stage is to use the value you've built up to that point to get into the comfort stage. That's the whole reason you can start building comfort with a woman. What happens when you try to build comfort with a woman without building value first, without demonstrating value first? That's how you get into the friend zone. That's what every guy is trying to do. That's why they're in the friend zone, right? Recognizing her value, not yours. Oh, you're trying to flip it around? Like, okay, you're demonstrating your value, but then it's now time for you to recognize her value? Sure. I guess that's one way to put it. For sure. Actually, that makes sense. But you got to come up with a better name than value recognition, though. Or find a way to put her in there so that people know that you're talking about the girl in question. You feel me? But again, value, comfort, and seduction are perfectly good names, though. Don't complicate the shit. There's a reason, Mystery already named it the way he did. He's not wrong about anything. He's just he made it easy. Value, comfort, seduction. It's not a bad way to go about looking at it. Just a question: is the book The 48 Laws of Power worth reading? Yes, it is. You should read all of Robert Greene's books. My favorite, honestly, is The 50th Law. It's the one he wrote with 50 Cent. Great breakdown of frame you, indeed. Because in that stage, you're observing the woman, qualifying her, and as a result of her opening up to you, you see her for more than her looks, you recognize her value, and that leads to the next stage, seduction, which should be called recreation. Since you're attractive, she's attractive enough to be in your life, but not quite someone you're sold on yet, obviously. It only makes sense to create together, okay? Later into comfort or value recognition, you start to unlock the possibility of a future together. Not quite a permanent idea, but she showed certain traits. Compliance, the idea was closed off completely. Most importantly, you're the attractive one. She's just a girl, and she gradually becomes someone worth investing in, worth putting your value onto. Comfort makes it seem like the girl should be comfortable, which can be misleading if you overdo it. Okay, all right. That's one way. I can see your point, though. I can see your point. I've always, to be honest, it's not even that you're not the first person to try to come up with a new name for it. You know what I used to call it back in the day? Instead of comfort building, I used to call it assessing. So not too far from value recognition. I think you should call it value assessment. Let's join two of ours together. Value assessment. Subject value assessment. Because we're trying to assess her value. We've demonstrated ours. Right? We now have the psychological position over her. Now we are in the position to be able to go, okay, we know who I am. Who the fuck are you? That'll be us assessing her value. And I believe, what was Todd's? I know Todd had his. Todd has his own stage names too. I forget what he calls his. Something. I can't remember what it was, but I do like assessment though. Would you date a female with male roommates? All the time. Like, as long as they're gay, though. Okay, so here's the thing. Every time a woman tells me, I have a roommate, he's male or they're male, first thing I do is I go over to their house and I sit those guys down and I talk to them. I want to assess the dudes in question. And whenever you see a girl, and here's a secret, right? Whenever you see a girl that has male roommates but still wants to see a guy outside of her vicinity, aka me, that tells you automatically she doesn't find her roommates attractive. So your job is to figure out why. It's usually either they're gay or they're exactly what you expect them to be, right? They're these weasel ass guys that are like waiting in the cut for their own opportunity. I used to date a girl that was genuinely afraid of her roommate, right? Bartender guy. Bartenders are creepy, dude. I don't care what anyone says. Bartenders are some of the creepiest guys out there. They're real alchemists, if you know what I'm talking about. But she would go up because she had her room like upstairs when you get up the stairs, and there's like a door in front of the staircase. She would literally lock the door in the staircase before she goes up to sleep every night. And the only time she would forget to lock her door downstairs is if I was sleeping over. Then she would, obviously, you know, when women feel safe around you, they just forget all fucking safety measures, right? But yeah, like, trust me, the roommates are not a threat. They're not as much of a threat as you think they are. Send a picture of 2 drinks I bought, asked her which she likes. The issue could stem from me telling her there's a next girl I think she's pulling back as a test. Oh yeah, just if that's the case, just ignore her. She'll be back. Let's see. I was in the gym and the PT. Is the sun gone? Am I still too bright, guys? Let me know. I should be good, right? Should be good. All right, cool. I was in the gym and a PT helping a client. Oh, personal trainer. Okay, helping a client passed by to pick a weight and said, "You're hot." And I smirked, laughed a bit, and said, "Thanks," with a smirk again. Don't ever say thanks when someone says you're hot. You say, "I know." Oh, I know. Thanks. If you're going to say thanks, at least say I know first. Always meet compliments with cockiness. Playful cockiness, of course. Don't be pompous about it like, "Oh, I know." Like, don't do that. But be like, "Oh, yeah, I know. You're pretty good looking yourself." Maybe. I'm going to say you are now from this angle. I'll keep getting to know you and we'll see what happens. Right? Be playful. Be cocky about it. If you just go, "Thanks," then they know that you're not used to getting compliments like that. You see, when you respond with cockiness, you're essentially demonstrating on like a subtle level that you're pre-selected by other women. Because what kind of guy would respond like that? A guy that's used to getting complimented like that. You see how that works? So whenever someone goes, "You're hot." "Oh yeah, I know, thanks." "Your hair is nice." "It is, isn't it?" "I love your cheekbones." "Me too." That's exactly how I respond to every compliment I get. "Oh, your beard just looks so soft. Can I touch it?" "No, I don't know you like that. What's your name?" So it's like water out of me at this point. You feel me? I'm so used to it. Because you're ultimately the holder of value and validation. You go from intrigued to invested and then get together because that would be more valuable. Indeed. That's a good way to put it. As a relationship are ultimately transactional. What do you think? It's not. I mean, you're not incorrect at all about anything you've said. We just gotta. I feel like change the name from value recognition to value assessment, because that's what it is. You're assessing her value. The issue. Oh yeah, I read that one. My ex cheated. Oh no, but still keeps calling to talk. So she cheated on you. She got dick outside of your relationship, which means she tried to replace you. And then she's still trying to get in contact with you to get free attention from you. Does that sound good to you? If she wants to keep calling, she has to start putting action behind that. I don't mind your ex reaching back. Hell, I don't even mind your ex coming back. My rule remains the same. If your ex is going to come back, if you're going to accept your ex back in your life, even after she cheated, make sure she goes through the fucking gauntlet to come back. Make sure she goes through hell. Make sure she does more for you than she ever did for you before, and the other guy that she cheated on you on combined. Like you want to become the god she worships, the altar at which she prays, the shrine she sacrifices to.
that's what you want to become, right? So that way, whatever little running around for dick she was doing before, it's completely canceled because you're the guy she's doing the most for. And as far as compliance goes and human nature goes, right, a woman's emotional investment will go in the same direction as compliance. That means a lot. So keep that in mind. So how does it compare to the original model? Still think I'm disrespecting Jesus, or we get you're literally saying the same thing he says. That's the point, though. Like, go back and read the Mystery Method again. I feel like you've only read it maybe once or twice. Go back and read the Mystery Method again. Those ideas of yours are not that original. They're pretty much what Mystery was talking about. You had an issue with the naming, with the labels of the stages, and that's fine. But you pretty much said the same thing Mystery's been saying for years. You feel me? Again, there's a reason we call him White Jesus, baby. Speaking of Jesus, Jesus loves you too, Jeremiah. Thank you. I'm not saying anything new. I know it's just the names. Oh, yeah, the name's cool. I like the names. Value assessment. Here we go. Let's see. Love this. Love this indeed. Don't make me blush. Damn, am I just now getting to this? Am I that late, guys? All right, I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. Someone say that again or type it, please. He's spitting fire. Don't worry. Don't panic. All my lives go up on YouTube afterwards. Just give me like a day or so. It's usually a day afterwards that I put them up. But yeah, it's all. Hey, YouTube. How you doing, guys? Like and subscribe. Share. Actually, don't share because then your friends will know about this and they'll be able to take your girl. Just like and subscribe. Put on the notifications and all that good stuff. All that YouTube stuff. Appreciate you. Value projection, value assessment, and recreation it is. There you go. That's dope. Do you honestly believe one woman is enough for one man to be faithful to each other? I've been having a change of heart around that. Here's what I mean. I've had to come to realize that the vast majority of men just will never break out of that gynocentric conditioning, right? If you were to tell me, Jason, just go back to one woman, that's never gonna happen. But I realize most men are just either too frightful or too scared or too gynocentric in their thinking to see their lives with more than one woman as possible, right? So I think for those men, who knows, maybe they find some kind of solace in it. Maybe they find some kind of satisfaction in it. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely cannot imagine how they feel comfortable in that situation. But me personally, though, I go off of evolutionary psychology. I don't think any man is designed to just have one woman in his life. And if you look at the spread between the number of men and women, it's very obvious. If you also look at the way women flock towards men, you also see, like, there's a reason it works like that. Like, most women are dating the exact same 20-30% of men. Right? So, it's like, do with that information what you must. I believe it's harder to be a protector than to date multiple women. Are you saying it's impossible? Harder to be a protector than to date multiple women? I'm sorry, I don't even understand the question. In my mind, those are the same thing. Protector types are protector types because they date multiple women. That's part of what being a protector is all about. Like, they're that selfish. Oh, I'm that selfish. So it's not two different things. It's not. You're talking about one of the major characteristics of a protector type. They're selfish, so they do what they want, including date however many number of women non-monogamously. You feel me? Like, think about it like caveman days. There's the one dude who's the most competent in the cave, in the tribe, that hunts all the meat, that leads the entire tribe and makes everyone feel better and makes everyone's lives more convenient, that all the women are going to rush towards and shear because they know that if they align themselves with that guy, their chances of survival go up significantly. Versus all the rest of the guys in the tribe that aren't as nice, aren't as competent, aren't as good at surviving, that all the women just naturally ignore because their eyes and their focus is on that one guy. You see what I'm saying? So, right, so I'm saying most men can never. Exactly. That's what you're saying, yes, you're very correct. And that's kind of like that's my give up moment there. It's like, I can't get most men
to rise above. I can't get most men to see the light and realize a lot of the problems they have in their life is because they're not selfish enough. You know? It's hard to teach men to be selfish because most men have been taught since they were a fucking toddler that being selfish is bad. But if you want everything you want in your life, selfishry is a necessary component, especially over women, right? You have to learn to choose yourself over even a woman's feelings a lot of times. And the crazy part about it is, the way society is set up, everyone will make you feel like shit for doing it. But if you stay and hold steadfast to it long enough, eventually you will get rewarded for it. But most men can't survive that period of time between when you start being selfish to when being selfish actually begins to pay off. Right? Because there is a period of time where it looks like the entire world is isolating you and ostracizing you and no one wants to fuck with you because you're just this selfish bastard. But if you can get past that, bitches galore, man. You know, but most men just, they ain't got it like that, you know. I don't think you realize when talking about protectors that monogamous men can think they too can be protector types? Is that what you're talking about? Because here's the thing, even the men that are like in monogamous relationships that are protector types are not monogamous. You know, they be the ones cheating the most. I just choose not to cheat. I just say it out loud, like, yeah, there's other women. You know, that's me. I don't see what I'm doing any differently than what every other man that's in my position that's married is doing. The difference is I don't lie about the shit. That's the only difference. I don't tell my girl, you're the only one, and then run off and sneak behind and go get a side bitch. I just tell all of them, yes, there's other bitches, deal with it. You know? But again, that's a higher willingness to take risk there. Let's see. My place is a mess. Should I still bring girls over? I don't even have a bed. I have an air mattress. Bruh, do you know how many bitches I fucked on air mattresses? What? Stop it. You don't have an excuse. The place doesn't have to be fucking grand and luxurious. It just needs to be clean, smell nice, and relatively spotless. Right? If you can achieve those things, you're straight. You don't have an excuse. I fuck bitches everywhere. Air mattresses, in the house, in the back of a car. I used to drive a Honda Element. Everybody go Google what a Honda Element is. Right? One of the most convenient cars I've ever owned. I would still drive it to this day if that particular one didn't give up on me. It was a really old car, but it was so fucking good while I had it. I would literally pump an air mattress in the back and take out all the seats. Boom, bed, fuck, blanket, picnic basket. Like, be creative, man. You feel me? Yeah, like, there we go. Yeah, like they think they can be protectors, but they're lying to themselves. Exactly. They are. They're lying to themselves. They think they're protector types. A lot of men are not as dangerous as they think they are, unfortunately. They're just not. Anyway, this girl was uncomfortable hanging out with me because I'm twice her age. Any advice? I don't know why it's taking me time to like process that information. Twice her age. Okay, so she's significantly younger than you. So I'm guessing she's, for the sake of here, let's assume she's 20 and you're 40. Type shit. For the sake of being, you know. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal, right? Go and watch my video on the laws of the game on my YouTube. It explains one of those laws. Looked at bro's profile, he looks 40. Makes sense. Okay. One of the laws of the game is that your expectation is your reality. Another one is that if you make it a big deal, she will mirror your sentiments and make it a big deal too. Right? So if you allow her to think it's a big deal that you are twice her age, then she'll continue to think that and then becomes a wedge in the relationship. As opposed to, oh yeah, what's wrong? Oh, I just feel like I'm uncomfortable being seen with you in public. You're like 40 and I'm like 20. And they go, what are you, a baby? Stop it. Go get a drink. Come on. Hurry up. You're with a fucking silver fox like me. What are you complaining for? Come on. Hurry up. Afterwards, you can go back to your friends about it. Whatever. Treat it like it's not a big deal. Treat her fucking like a child. Because, let's be honest, you're old enough to pretty much be her dad, right? But second of all, old enough or not, I would treat a woman older than me like she was my child anyway. Because just treat them like that. Be playful about it. Dismiss it playfully, right? But more importantly, never make it a big deal. Never allow it to become a big deal. Oh, we can't go there. The moment you'll know you're allowing her to make it a big deal when you start letting her dictate where you go and where you can't go and what you can do and what you can't do. Right? So it's like, oh, no, we can't go there because I know people there. Oh, okay, I guess we can't. Like, fuck that. No, let's go. Come on. Are you kidding me? You're with me today. I'm brag-worthy. I'm the finest 40-year-old you've ever laid your eyes on. What are you talking about? Let's walk in there. Come on. Let's go. Don't be a dickhead. Literally, just dismiss it like that. If you don't make it a big deal, she won't. Okay? Let's see. How can you see if a man is overcompensating provider or pure protector? It's really their relationship with power. Right? The difference between the two is one will keep being selfish even when the circumstances change. The other will significantly adjust how selfish they are when the circumstances change. It's like that one kid back in high school that became class monitor or hallway monitor. I don't know if you guys have that here in America, but we have class prefects, class monitors, shit like that. Basically a kid that has power over his classmates of some sorts. Remember that one kid that would get that power and then just go crazy with it? And then when this power is stripped away from him, he goes back to being like, try to be nice to everybody. But it's like too late. He's ruined his reputation from when he had the power. That's what it looks like for an overcompensating provider. They only overcompensate like that when they have to flex power that isn't their own. Once the power is taken away, they go back to being like a pure provider, like just a spineless little bitch, as opposed to a pure protector. They're dangerous regardless. The power comes from them. They don't care about whatever external power you give them. They're gonna be selfish regardless. They don't give a fuck. Right, that's the main difference. Cue ball, you're fucking late today. You're late. Everybody boo cue ball. Boo. Boo. Let's see. At my job, a girl lives with her boyfriend. A coworker's advised her to let him pay a house. And that was kind of wild to me since she's like 24 and he's a bit older, but it's all cool. Coworker, male, 34. I have no idea what we're talking about right now. Can you write that again for me, please? The grammar just isn't grammaring for me. You feel me? Have you always been good with women? Not at this level, no. I got to this level, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. But I have been in all things game, pickup, social dynamics for almost 11 years now. Yay. Let's see. I really been solidifying this daddy-daughter dynamic with my Italian girl from Germany. Bet. It's a very important thing. Because that's what they want. They want daddy. Is a real love like she's attracted to... Oh, that's going back to your thing. I don't... Rewrite all that. Make it make sense to me. She came out of hypnotic rhythm for a while there. Oh, your girl, the one we're talking about, that's trying to distance herself. That makes sense. Just remind her that it's okay for her to keep being your puppet, right? They don't want to be your puppet. Just society gets in the way. Oh, I can't be like that. I'm a respectable woman. I have this many degrees and I make this much money. And it's like, shh, it's okay. I love you when you're my girl. It's fine. I don't love you for the degrees and all that shit. I love you when you're my girl. Love you. Remember the one who dripped onto her phone in the shower? Oh, I remember that one. She's always calling me daddy. Found out today she didn't even know my name since I never gave it to her. Isn't that just a beautiful thing? Have a girl call you daddy for months and then go, oh, you don't know my real name, do you? You goofy bitch. I did that recently too. I forgot that I didn't change my name on Hinge to like my full name. I put like J up there. I was lazy the day I was making it because when I get into these fits where I'm like trying my hardest to experiment with something, I did something on Tinder. Long story. Did something on Tinder. I was like, oh, I wonder if this will work the same way with Hinge's features. But I forgot I had deleted my Hinge account a while ago, so I had to go make one, and I was just rushing to make it to go experiment with it. But Basically, I just put my name as Jay. So I went on a date with a girl from Hinge recently. And we were about, I don't know, 2 rounds in. You know what I mean by rounds, right? 2 rounds in before I realized, oh, she's been calling me Jay. She doesn't... I thought it was like her cute nickname for me. She doesn't know my full name. Oh, I'm so funny. She didn't even have me saved in her phone. Ah, that's funny. That's so funny. Isn't game wonderful? Just calling me Jay and shit. I don't even realize it's not my name. Anyway, let's see. He advised me not to have sex with the coworkers or make them fall in love with me because some situations happen we both laugh. Okay, that's. I mean, telling people not to date at work is, me personally, I find rather cruel, because most people find people at work. You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't date at work, and it's like, most of you don't even have the time to approach women in public. So, where else are you gonna find these girls? Except for the one place you meet girls at, like, the most consistently. You feel me? She called me Poppy instead of Daddy every time she wanted to say my name, which is funny because you look Hispanic. I've been telling you to use that to your advantage. Too busy getting bigger compliance. If you don't go, that's going to be... oh, yeah. I already read that one. And that was a real demonstration on provider protector and all I learned from you. I could analyze the situation and understand it. Thanks, Jace. No problem, man. I wish I understood, like, everything you said there. But, you know, I'm sure you learned something valuable there. And that's all I care about. As long as you guys are actually, like, seeing results in your lives and you're seeing real-life examples like I keep talking about, we're straight, baby. I love you guys. And also I want to watch a summary on YouTube about sperm wars, the book, and it's similar to my job situation. Okay. Have I ever done that? I probably never have. Like, I'll do a quick summary, a quick review of the book, Sperm Wars. Why not? Add that to the list. In fact, your vulnerability will mean more since she realized how powerful you are. Love it. Indeed. Indeed. And all female coworkers are on her side. It's crazy, but the guys, like, they're all childish. They love to gossip. I'm guessing. Okay, I think I'm piecing it together. So the female coworker has a boyfriend that she's trying to shaft in some way, because she's probably clearly not attracted to the boyfriend. And I'm guessing she's asking advice from all the other girls, and the other girls are just telling her, like, yeah, fuck that guy, something like that. It makes sense. You still gonna make the video about this interest? You already made that one. I just gotta edit that shit. It's in the draft somewhere. Let's see. You need a talk show. I know, right? I should make a talk show. Let's see. How do I deal with a girl at work? Been trying the warm approach method. I've been push-pulling and teasing nonstop, but I feel like she lost some interest after I told her my age. She's 2 years older than me. Okay. Did you make it a big deal? You should have called her a grandma. Be like, damn, I've always wanted a cougar. Right? That's your new joke. Whenever a girl that's... I mean, I always tell you guys, there's a reason you shouldn't date girls around your age anyway. But if you're going to, make sure you make her feel like she's the one that's too old for you. Be like, damn, I didn't realize you were that old. You're a grandma. Do you have a little sister or something? Can I borrow a little sister? I appreciate that. That's how you should, like, treat it. It's her fault the attraction died, not yours. She has a guy, or she gaming? Probably. But I feel like she lost... Oh, I already read that one. Just, I think you're teaching us to be cold with women, but in a sense to be easy... to not be easy or shakeable. Am I teaching you guys to be necessarily cold with women? Oh, sun's back out. God damn it. Go away, son. With older women, I always disqualify them on not being old enough for me, which is funny. Which is fucking hilarious, because all of a sudden you make her feel not old enough, even though she's already older. You're like, damn, I usually date women 35 and up. What the hell are you doing here being 28? Goofball. You're too young for me. The whole time you're younger than her. That's pretty genius. That's pretty funny. Let's see. I'm not teaching you guys to be cold with women necessarily. In fact, I hope that's not what you're getting from this. I'm not teaching you guys to be cold with women. But I am teaching you guys to put yourself first. There's nothing wrong with love or falling in love. I'm very much an in love ass nigga, if I must say so myself. I'm in love with multiple women as is. But make sure you put yourself first. It's very important. Yeah, literally, I always say their age plus 1 year is what my minimum for dating is. Good. Very good. Talking to this girl, vibes good, just that I'm struggling to get her to comply with little requests. Then how good are the vibes then? If you're struggling with that, how good are the vibes really? Let's be honest with ourselves now. If you can't even get her to do the smallest things for you, how good are things really going? Think about it. Think about it. JC should get your course on breakup since messing up while rekindling is common. He should. I don't know if the person is still there, but yeah, get the course. Go to my TikTok's bio, my TikTok page. Click on the link that says series. Find the series that is named The Science of Breakups. Go from there. Their names are sacred spells. They are. They indeed are. If you're from Yoruba land, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nigerian pastors slay every now and then. Yeah, they do slay pussy every now and then. Pastor Toby, what was his last name? Toby Ade something. Ade why am I thinking Adeboyega? What am I thinking? I don't know. Pastor Toby, that guy's fresh. He's ugly as hell, but he's fresh. He fresh in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He fresh. Obi-Wan One Kenobi is crazy. I forget his last name, but everyone should go Google him. Pastor Toby, he's in London. He's a Nigerian dude, and you can't miss him. Ugly dude, flyest fits you've ever seen. Think Hush Puppy, but in the name of Jesus. Oh man, that boy. Adeboyega. Oh, it is Adeboyega. Adegbo. Yega. Okay, it's Bo. Okay, that's good. So I'm not tripping then. Okay, my memory is still sharp. That's good. Let's see. I read all this. Bye, Megan. She probably left already. Bye. I love that it's all perspective, though. This means some extent we can sway their arousal. Yes, indeed, we can. Ooh, heart. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bingo, waiting too long to cash in can be detrimental for them. Indeed. You completely... Oh, no. Hence why they named their sons after their ex. Yes. I may or may not have a kid named after me from one of my exes. It's funny. I actually have quite a few kids named after me too, which is funny. Only one of them is from an ex. The others are just people that just, I don't know, maybe they think I'm pretty and they're just like, I just want to name my kid after you. So, thanks. Then we got little Jason running around. So for real, we do have quite a few Jasons running around. We have two Jasons and one Chizoba. So Chizoba is my native Nigerian name, which is an interesting story there, but you know. Women are so cute. Women are so interesting. Single moms dress their sons like the man that broke their heart. I have seen that meme on Facebook years ago, and it's still one of the truest things I've ever read in my life. It is so true. There's like really a biological need there for the woman to raise her son to become the man that she always wanted, for sure. She's like, I'm gonna call you that. Go for it. I don't give a shit. Let's see. 1, how to give off protector vibes. 2, how to be like Chris Brown, like give gangster and dancer vibe, and also have that behavior. Protector vibe will come from you taking risk. The vibe will come when you do the thing, right? The worst advice I can give you is do this to act like the protector, because then you're going to get tested on it. and you're going to fail. So the best way to cultivate the vibe, right, is to actually do the thing. Go take some massive risk. Women will smell it off you, I promise. It's almost like magic. They'll smell it off you. Are you Igbo? Explain why you don't think you are. It's not that listen, man, I don't want to get into like tribal talks, because you know how we are in Nigeria when it comes to tribes and all that dumb shit. I don't give a shit, man. Like, apparently I have an Igbo name and I'm not technically Igbo. It's a whole thing. It's weird. I'm from one of these states that don't claim to be Igbo. We claim to be Igbo speaking. Whatever the fuck that means. But yeah, I'm closer to my mom's Edo side anyway, so it's fine. What's your surname? My surname is Greek, so you're not gonna get much information there anyway. My surname is just as Greek as Jason. It's Greek as fuck, baby. And yes, for those of you who don't know, Jason is a Greek name. It means physician or healer. Oh, how befitting, right? Let's see. Damn, how late am I? You're very late. Just chill out. No, I'm just playing. It's probably not that late. You've been here for a while. Hey, I can't blame them. We all in this for the W. Indeed. Tell me the surnames. It'd be cool as shit if it was Zeus, huh? Yeah, it'd be cool as shit if it was Zeus. Yeah, it would be. Right, change it to that. Jace Zeus. Which sounds like Jesu, which is Jesus for Yoruba. I'm actually considering it. Jesus. It also sounds like Jesus in Spanish. Jesus. I like that. Anything to be more like Christ, am I right? Hey, I can't believe, I read that one. Is my friend a simp? He is 28, married to a woman who has a daughter that's 15. And also I think she's a bit older, like 2 or more years. She had the child young, like when she was 15. Jesus, yeah. Hey, don't say Jesus. That's funny. I read Jesus. Yeah, I deserve all the courses for free now. You get one. Hey, I didn't say I fucking decided on it yet. Chill out. But anyway, yeah, your friend is definitely a simp. Because your friend can probably get a hotter younger girl with no kids. So why isn't he? Because he believes he can't. That's called a scarcity mindset. Zeus, your son has returned. I love that guy, by the way. One of my favorite content creators on this app. He just made a sound that blew up recently. Kendrick! Drop another mixtape, and my life is your... I love that so much. You know my favorite sound right now on TikTok? Not to go too far off, but my favorite sound on TikTok right now is the one where the one lady is like, I love baked beans cold from the tin. And the dude is like, oh yes, he's so excited. He's like, I very much so like cold beans. People think this is ridiculous, but I very much absolutely love cold beans from the tin. Yes. And then she's like, yeah, it's all right. And then he's like, spoon or fork? And then she's like, what did she say next? She's like, I prefer it with a spoon. And he's like, I prefer a fork so you can skewer the last piece. And then she's like, but what about the tomatoey sauce? And he's like, oh, you're right. I'm probably just like speaking shit into the wind that most people don't even understand right now. But it's so funny to me. It's so funny because it's an actual real life interaction between 2 old British people that demonstrates something that every man already does to some degree, which is like trying to build rapport by agreeing with the woman, but it's repulsing her. She doesn't like that shit. You agree with everything I say? You like cold beans from the tin? And he's like, yeah, yes, very much so. Gross. Terrible game. Zeus, is this how you face me? I love those sounds, man. Those are funny. Anyway, back to my regularly scheduled program. Uh, anyway, let's see. Yeah, value projection is a term. Right, that you should always do a paternity test either way. Yes, you should. I've already made a video about this. Yes, absolutely yes. Test every child. Test every child. Test every child. Paternity test. Yes, you should. Every single child. Should you conversate with an ex that cheated? As long as the conversation is about and around how she can do things to make it up to you. That's it. It's the only conversation she can be having with you. She's about Zeus. Or Pookie for short. That's funny as shit. Comfort makes it seem like the girl should become comfortable, which can be misleading if you overdo it. I read that one too. Make a video on value, comfort, and seduction. I feel like I already have. Okay, I guess I haven't made a video about all three of them in like succession. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Why not? Why not? What about audit? What about audit? What are we auditing? What are we talking about? Audit. Have you ever dated a cosplayer? Yes. Yes, I have. Not as fun as you think it is. Yes, like a woman who dresses up as different characters. And yes. They alright, I guess. It can only take so many oohs before you like... I want to run in the opposite direction. I think he means audit instead of value assessment. Oh, that might be good. I like that. Sounds a little formal, but I like where it's going. Yeah. I like where it's going. I like audit. Why not? Yeah. Shout out to Mina. Wait a minute. I know Mina. It is that goofy bitch. Hey, Mina. What's going on? Mina's, I call her a sleeper fan of mine. She's been a sleeper fan of mine for a while. What's going on, Mina? Let's see. We got Zesty Jason for GTA 6. Was I Zesty just now? Hey, no Diddy though, alright? No damn Diddy, alright? Chill out. Let's see. How do I not take women seriously? By seeing everything they do as inconsequential. By not taking anything they do as permanent. Because it's not. There's nothing a woman says or does or feels that is truly permanent. It's all subject to change later. Once you allow yourself to remember that at any point in time while talking to a woman, it'll be very easy for you to realize, there's no need to take anything they say too seriously. It's not going to mean anything later anyway. You feel me? I think the sun is gone, right, guys? All right, cool. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's see. Beautiful. My back is nice and comfortable. So, how does it compare to the original model? Oh, I already read that one. Dating a guy who has a 5-year-old but not very communicative because he's always with his son. Valid? No, not valid. No. Not valid at all. No. You okay, this is gonna sound hurtful, Gab, but I gotta put it like this so you really understand the point. Okay, honey? Okay. Imagine it was Megan Fox texting him. How consequential do you think his 5-year-old son would be? Let's be honest. Megan Fox, for most men, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. What are the chances? I'm not saying he'll completely abandon his son. I'm not calling him a bad father. I'm just saying, would he find a way to squeeze in more time and reply to Megan's text? Yes or no? Everyday opportunity. Yeah, for Ryu, for men like me and Ryu, yes, it's an everyday opportunity for us. We got bitches that look like Megan Fox, so, but yeah, that's the best way I can put it to you so you can understand, okay? How do I get her to start spending money on us during the talking stage? I want to know why you want to start getting money from women during the talking stage. It just sounds like you might be broke. But see, that's the thing though. If you want women to start spending money on you, you can't try to do it with speed. Like, You can't rush your way into that. If you want her to stop spending money on you, wait like a good another 3 to 6 months. Then she'll be spending all her money on you. If you really want that. But do you have the discipline to wait that long? Exactly. Can you talk about persistence, sir? How much is okay and needed? When does it become needy? It only becomes needy if you're getting indication of disinterest and you're still indicating interest back. It's not necessarily how many attempts you have or whatever the fuck. Think about it more like in terms of the frequency, as in how quickly in succession you're doing your attempts, and what you're getting back as a signal from her. Are you getting plain disinterest back from her or no? If you're getting disinterest back from her, back the fuck off. Anything further past that is probably neediness. Jason and Ryu, stop glazing each other. We will do what the hell we want. God damn it, Philip. We will do whatever we want. We'll glaze each other like donuts. Pause. Heavy pause on that. My bad. Extremely nudity. My answer to this is simply no. Exactly. See, Ryu and I are on the same page. Let's see. How do I get her? Already read that one. I'm not saying anything new. Okay. Jace, I've enjoyed this live. I gotta go though. Ladies, mods, behave. Bye, Pookie. Bye, Pookie. Bye, Philip. Feeling left out? Good. No, you're our Pookie too, Philip. It's fine. You're our Pookies. You're Pookie Pooks. Or Pookie Pooks. Fish Army, you nearly made me choke on water. Fuck you. Don't call me Jay Sus. It just sounds like saying Jesus in like an Italian accent. That's funny as shit. Anyway. Why do people simp even though they know the other person cheating? Lack of options. Essentially. It's lack of options. They feel like they can't do better than that. Jace, the first black man to choke on water. That's a lie. Most niggas can't swim. The fuck? That was so mean. But it's so true. I can't swim either. Look at me being a fucking stereotype. In my defense, it's because apparently, and I learned this from my girl, right? I was getting a girl to teach me how to swim a few years back. And midway trying to learn how to like even stay afloat, it was a realization like, oh, I'm not even floating at all when I'm not trying. And then she goes, yeah, it's because you're like obviously less than 15% body fat. I'm like, huh? And she's like, yeah, you have more muscle than fat. And I'm like, oh, I just sink to the bottom. So I can't swim. Interview like getting mad. Hey, yo, chill. I'm not even going to read that one out loud. Holy shit. Let's see. I already read that one. Dang, I'm going to be single forever. Why do you feel like that? Nah. Let's see. I don't want to share the person I love with other women. Oh, you're a chick. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, all right. I mean, it's possible. Listen, I keep telling girls, there's only two options you have. You can get a 10 out of 10 guy, a solid, attractive guy, and you have to share him. Or you get a lackluster guy and you don't have to share him because no one else wants him anyway. Right? So if you're, and that's the thing, you got to be honest with yourself as a woman. What do you prioritize the most? Do you prioritize attractiveness in a man, and a man that you actually feel safe with? Or do you just prioritize monogamy and not getting cheated on? Because there is a way to not get cheated on. It's very easy. Find your nearest fat ass. It's very easy. Find a man with no goals, no ambition. He stinks. He doesn't do anything to better himself. He lacks any ambition, no motivation, nothing. And then, get with him. No one else wants him anyway, right? Nah, that's funny as fuck. I can't swim also. Exactly, see? Look at us being stereotyped, right? Nah, but like, yeah, it's not hard to, if you're a woman and you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, it's very easy to not get cheated on. Just get you a bum. It's very easy. No one else wants him. He will have no other options. He will be loyal to you to the day you die. Not by choice, but, by circumstance. Which, I can't imagine you want, though. You know what I mean? Like, what woman wants to be chosen because the guy in question doesn't have any other choice? Wouldn't it feel better to be chosen when the guy has options and he goes, you know what, there's other girls, but I still love you. I want you to be here. I want you to be with me forever. Doesn't that feel better? As opposed to, oh, I can't get any other bitches, so of course you're my only love. Like, gross. You know what I mean? Bro manipulating an insecure 7'2" girl. Okay, with you having multiple women. It's so easy. I did it today. Shh. You're talking too loud. God damn it. Let's see. Alright, so I'm saying most men could never. That's true. We're not in caveman days. We've evolved. Do you know the irony to that, baby girl? Gab, sweetie? I'm guessing Gabrielle, sweetie? Honey? Pumpkin? Tickle draws? Listen, we might not be in caves anymore, but we definitely still act like it. If you look at the way we behave and function as human beings, the human condition is built in the fact that on a reptilian level, and on like a biological impulse level, we haven't evolved from our our caveman ancestors. We haven't really gotten that far ahead. Our language has improved, our communication has improved, technology, convenience, blah blah. But we still want the same shit they wanted. Survival, replication. And some strategies are better than others. Simple as that. Alright? Like the same things you find attractive in men today, your cavewoman ancestors found attractive in men back then. It just looks different. You know what I mean? You just gotta be like, you're my favorite, don't worry about them, I like you a lot. Exactly, yeah. But back to what I was saying. Back then, your cavewoman ancestors wanted the most competent man. But competence looked different then. It was the guy who was the best hunter, the best hunter-gatherer in general, the best at finding the nearest and closest and most abundant water source, the one that was able to keep everyone safe and, you know, from wild animals, from anomalies like fire, right? You still want that. It's the same exact thing you want, but competence looks different now. Like, no one would probably be too impressed with who the best hunter is today, but hunting looks different as well. We don't go out and kill our food, but we go out and make as much money as we can, because that's now the new resource, or at least the new way to measure resource. All right, we go out and we convince other people of our ideas, because that's how you get people to recognize you as a leader. That's how you become a leader of men, a protector of your loved ones, right? So it's the same thing. It's the same game we're playing. It just looks different, but it's the same game, all right? I prefer doing it to self-esteem of 7s because they'll get even more tense. They do. They don't handle the anxiety too well. I don't think you really... All right, I ran that one. Exactly, you are. Not everyone is the same. True. Cookie dough or dildo? I can't believe you just made me say that. Fuck you, Mason. Oh, that's funny. Well done. I took my hat off to you. Well done. Yeah, well done. I'll give you that. Let's see. Yeah, like they think they can be protectors, but they're lying to themselves. Indeed, I remember that when we were saying that. Is it true if you wait too long for the kiss, you ruin the opportunity for it? Once you've initiated it, yes. Yes. Once you've already made a move towards getting the kiss and then it doesn't happen, oh, you ruin it for sure. But if you just decide not to go for the kiss and then you just don't do it and you go date after date after date and you don't kiss, it almost puts the urgency on her to try to get the kiss out of you, because then she starts feeling inadequate. Like, why doesn't this guy want to kiss me? Right? So it all depends on, like, the moment you initiate the kiss or make the move towards getting the kiss, now the timer is going down to 0. You feel me? Currently waiting in the car, Jace, to pick up a girl. She's taking a shit ton of time to get ready. Oh, okay, cool. You're going on a date. I'm guessing you went through the interview light, so you know how to run this. Do what you gotta do. Let's see. What do you think Drake's next moves are? Mike, he's on the... Mike? Who's Mike? He's on the decline, especially with reference tracks. Sorry, I know that's not the topic. Oh, like, okay. I feel what you mean. Drake's next move is to disappear for a while. Because, like, if he just disappears. Not put out the Heart Part 6, which just makes him look clumsy. Not put out that goofy ass BBL Drizzy on someone else's album, which is the most pathetic thing you can do. Like, not even his own song. He would be in a lot better shape, and people will stop talking about him, and it'll blow over. But he keeps doing shit, and he keeps being in the news cycle. So he needs to disappear for a minute. Like, disappear for like 2-3 months, come back with a summer banger, everyone forgets. That's what he needs to do. It's been 30 minutes, what the fuck? That's funny. Are you on your way to the date now or no? Dan Todd said it's better to go for it and get rejected than not going in at all. That's great advice to give to someone that's just starting out. Not for you, Fish Army. Not for you. You're a little bit past that point now. You're a little bit past. That's why I gave you that advice. Jace, do you think there's anyone alive with more game than you currently? Yeah, that's what Arash is for. Arash the Bazaar for sure. I would say Arash is far more well-rounded than me. I would say Locario has more experience in certain areas than me. I would say before he died, Philip Gilmore. In fact, it was Arash, Philip Gilmore, the rest of us. In my mind, it was Arash, Philip, Todd V, the rest of us. Right? I would say those three are like the big three. Well, R.I.P. Philip Gilmore. He's no longer with us. Sinful the P. R.I.P. to him. But yeah, like there's guys that have been doing what I'm doing right now, but at a higher level for many more years. You know what I mean? I'm like a newer generation guy coming in doing this, and I have the ability to communicate with people like closer to my age. But yeah, there's definitely guys out there that are the heavy hitters. Now, I don't think anyone on the planet can do quite what I can do, which is explain game the way I can. No one on the planet can do that shit. No one on the planet can do that shit. And you guys know that, obviously. But yeah. Dan Fish Army, the advanced game. I wouldn't say advanced, but to tell Fish Army at this point, or just go for it and get rejected, it wouldn't make sense to give him that advice. Because he's a little further in the game than that. Like, for a person that's never gone for a kiss before, that is the ideal advice. But for Fish Army, nah, he's a little better than that. I got Fish Army top 3. That's crazy. That's funny. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I found the other channel, Jace the Benevolent. Oh, you found my little experiment channel. Someone pretty much dared me to have that channel. He's like, you keep telling me to go on TikTok and start posting videos and shit, but you don't know how hard it is to post videos. I've been posting videos since last month, and I only have 3 followers. And I'm like, dude, you posted 2 videos in like 40 days. You suck. So I literally went, it was actually originally my backup account. It was supposed to be my backup account for my main channel, this one. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna turn it into a meme account where I just make these like 6 to 12 second long videos and show him like, dude, if I get to 10 followers by the end of the fucking week, can you make your channel? And he's like, yes. And I got to like 25 or whatever the fuck it was by the end of the first 3 days. So it's like, you don't have an excuse, get to post it, So I've been just having fun with it ever since. I just posted some few videos again, like yesterday and today. I forget about it. Like, I'll forget about it for a month, I'll go back, post again, forget about it for a month, go back, post again. How do you feel about Coach Kyle? I haven't heard about Coach Kyle in a minute, but last I checked, he was solid. He wasn't that bad. He was solid. Nothing spectacular though. There's a lot of guys in the game that I'm like, they're decent. Nothing spectacular, nothing special, but they're decent. Coach Kyle is one of those guys. Not special. At her house, good, very good, well done. What are you doing at her house right now? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? If you're still on the live, you're doing this incorrectly. You got to put the phone down and get busy. I made it, folks. I got the advanced title. Man, get the hell out of here. I'm gonna cancel that shit. You get the advanced title. Why is Mystery not up there? Because Mystery has a specialized, like, comparing Mystery to the guys that I mentioned before is like comparing Michael Jordan to the big 3 of now. It's like comparing Tupac to the big 3 of now. Does that make sense? Mystery is the reason this whole shit started,
right? No one ever mentions the first Hokage in their top 3 Hokages because he's on a league of his own. Does that make sense? He started this. Like, the top 3 I mentioned, Mystery directly trained 2 of them. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? 2 of them he trained, right? And a bunch of people that Mystery trained me. So he's like the fucking alpha, omega of this shit. It all starts with him. Exactly. Pele to Ronaldo and Messi. Like, Ronaldo and Messi are crazy. They're amazing. Are you really gonna put them in the same conversation as Pele? Motherfucking Pele? Are you serious? Nah. It's like that. Yeah, it really is like that. Like, Mystery is that guy. That's why when you were like, oh, this thing, Mystery is kind of, I already know you're tripping. It's Mystery. We've been using his model, the skeleton of his model, for years. He designed that shit from scratch. He knows what he's talking about. What's going on, Megan? Welcome back. We weren't talking shit about you. I promise. We were not talking shit about you, right, guys? Which of the 2 did he train? He trained Todd and he trained Arash. Arash probably spent more time with Mystery than Todd did. But he trained both of them. Yeah. So again, it's first Hokage to the rest. Like, it's levels to this shit. You feel me? It's levels. Let's see. Been watching it low-key funny, indeed. I ain't say he wrong, bro. The name Comfort just off-putting to me. Nah, I know what you're playing. I know you're playing anyway. It's fine. Her friend just got married. You hit the nail on the head when you mentioned society. Yep. She started doubting herself, like, oh, Mom, all my friends are getting married. What am I doing with this guy? Like, exactly. Pressures from society. You give her time, she'll come back. Just remind her, like, you still love her. You want her to be there. She don't got to be someone else for you to love her. You love her as is. She didn't even have me saved. I already read that one. You know what's crazy about the provider and the protector? Speaking about myself. Jace, look at what you did to Megan. What did I do to Megan? What did I do to Megan? Show me what I did to Megan. Meanwhile, let me read the rest of Abubakar stuff. Nah, for real, don't make me cry. She's fine. We didn't talk shit about her. Hey, yo! Fish Army out here starting wars. Bro said, don't tell Megan we insulted her entire being. We didn't insult her entire being. I swear, emphasis in a sentence changes the entire sentence, doesn't it? Megan and called you not good looking. What? No, those are just... What did Rick Ross say? Hold on, I gotta put on the glasses for this. What did Rick Ross say? Accusations! False accusations! Oh, boss. False accusations! Tell me straight up. Come on, I can take it. Hey, yo. Pause. Oh, man. We weren't insulting. No, for real. Emphasis in a sentence can really change it completely. We weren't insulting your entire existence. 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 Very crazy how that works, huh? Just completely changes the meaning every time I emphasize something else in the sentence, right? Put Molly on the champagne. She ain't even know it. That fucking creep. You know the funny thing? Rick Ross is a sly dog. The same thing Drake is going down for right now, we can use that exact same formula on Rick Ross. I say he's even worse. He's even less authentic than Drake is, in my opinion. But we'll let him slide right now. The whole BBL Drizzy thing was helpful, so we'll let him slide. But in reality, Rick Ross ain't that different than Drake. That's why they got along so well in the beginning. I was like, what can Megan take? Hey, yo. Tell Megan to chill out. Nah, I'm just playing with you, baby. We weren't talking about you. I'm just messing with you, sweetie. I'm just messing with you, honey. Now we cross my big boy goat billionaire. What does that man do? I know he's rich outside of music. What is he, like he owns farms or some shit? What does he do? How does he afford that private jet that's painted black and gold? That is, I'm not gonna lie, pretty fucking cool. Which, by the way, is the same color as Diddy's private jet. Suspicious. Isn't that suspicious? Nah, who am I kidding? I would own a black and gold private jet too, let's be honest. I like black and gold. I like that color, if you couldn't tell. He got a champagne. Oh, he does have a champagne line. That's bank right there. So he's just trying to become the fat Diddy then. That's what he did. He just copied Diddy's formula. Make money in rap, start your own record label, then take that out and put it into alcohol. That's the Diddy formula. Diddy started that shit. Hold on. I'm tripping. Was it Diddy or Jay-Z? Nah, it was Diddy. Diddy started that shit. Jay-Z perfected it though. And then Rick Ross apparently did it too. Oh, okay, that's cool. Fat Diddy is crazy. Yes, he is the thick diddler. Why did that just come out of my mouth? Pause. The thick diddler. The thickler. Whoa. All right, I'm doing too much now. Be fair, Jay-Z and me said it looks like I have a speech impediment. I did, didn't I? I did. I don't know if you guys have seen videos of Megan, but she kind of looks like she does. Nah, Jay-Z, you into men, I'm curious. I'm not even going to repeat that out of respect for myself. And I can't believe that's coming from you, of all people, Ryu. You fucking betrayer. You betrayed me. How dare you? Yeah, fine. I'm going to make Philip my new pooks. My new pookie pooks. That's funny. I'm having so much fun on this live today. Let's see. It's interesting how we can love multiple women, but they really can't serve two men. Yes, it is quite interesting. It doesn't make sense on a biological level for them to, focus on more than one man, unless they have to play that dualistic nature where they have to get like strength from this one, weakness from the other. But we can be zesty together. How's that betrayal? Facts. Pause. Facts. Pastor Toby Adigboyega. Yes. Literally hush puppy in the name of Jesus. Literally. And I stand by that. That is who he is. He is hush puppying his way through life in the name of Jesus. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. It was going on, Cosman. Bro started a whole TikTok channel to hide. Who did? Me? Oh, you talking about my other TikTok channel? Ain't nobody hiding that shit. Biggest plot twist is in life since Jesus' resurrection. My other TikTok channel? Really? Y'all didn't know about it? Man, go follow it. Why not? Fuck it. I'll be there just dropping bars from time to time. You should see my latest video. It was quite exquisite. Yes, I truly, indubitably love my last video. And Megan has an interesting manner of speech for sure. Yeah. She does. It's adorable though. It's very cute. Hi Jace, how you doing, MC? He's deaf sus though. I guess I'm not beating these allegations, but it's fine. I get more bitches than all you combined. Oh, B Emeka? Not me Emekas I know. You think provider types and protector types is a spectrum, or are you one type and that's it? It's a spectrum. It's definitely a spectrum. And you can bounce from one to the other. But it's very rare you have someone go from one extreme to the other, unless they do it on purpose. Unless it's a conscious effort. Let's see. Not the second account, bro. You've been on the other team. Man! Bro said biggest plot twist. That's crazy. I got some weird fear that people will stare at me when cold approaching. Any tips? Ignore those fears. Ignore those fears. Like, put it like this. Their opinions don't really matter to what you're doing, does it? End of the day, you want what you want, and that's all that matters. You feel me? Oh, and by the way, a girl rejecting your kiss, how would you correct that? When you say rejecting your kiss, how is she doing it? There's different levels and different ways they do it. I want to know how she's doing it. How she rejects your kiss will tell me how you're initiating the kiss. Is she leaning backwards? Is she putting her hand in front of your face? Is she verbally telling you no, thank you? Like, what's going on there? I'm curious. I'm very curious. My value is tied with the quality of girls I'm getting, and I'm taking my focus away from girls right now. Advice. Your value is tied with the quality of girls you're getting. It's not tied. I mean, put it like this. Your intrinsic value as a human being will always go beyond just women. All women can do is point to you what they believe you are, right? So don't worry about what they have to say. With that said, though, you have to learn to interact with women without making them such a priority that they become how you see yourself. All right, that's one of the most important things women actually teach you. They punish you whenever you begin to make their opinion over you the most important one. So you have to learn how to exist with women without... And the best way to do that, by the way, is just exist with more women. Serving like the A Boogie with the hoodie, so swerving. Shout out to A Boogie with the hoodie. His best song is still Drowning, obviously. Shout out to Kodak Black as well. A girl once leaned away or dodged it. Haha. Oh, she dodged. Physically dodged. That tells me you're initiating it hastily. You're just going in for the kiss without giving some kind of a signal or precursor. Something to let her know. Maybe not verbally, like, I'm about to kiss you. Nothing crazy like that. But you didn't put the idea in her mind yet that the kiss might happen later. So it's come out of nowhere and she needs to matrix dodge you. You feel me? That's dangerous. Don't do that. Do you think provider types and protector types... Oh, I already read that one. Bro completely missing the kissing reference and started talking about music. What are we talking about? Oh, the swerving? Like swerving her? Like, yeah, I got it. I understand it. All these Nigerians in the chat. Then you're like, Igbo and Edu. Oh, yeah, Yoruba. Oh, shut up. I'm none of those things. I'm connected to all those things, but I'm none of those things. Oh, damn, that is exactly what happened. Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta put it out there in the air that you are actually about to kiss her, so that when you're initiating it, it's not gonna come out of nowhere, you know? Let's see. Nah, you're Greek, not Nigerian, don't lie. Nah, I can't even help it. I'm so Nigerian, I can't even help it. I can't even help it. I'm sorry. I'm Nigerian. Iti gbogbo wani. Oh, it's funny. I mean, the problem Nigeria has is very big. Being a country united only because UK wants it that way is nuts. Yeah, I mean, what you think? We should separate the country? Do we split the country in half and, you know, take the top part, the northern part, away from the southern part? Because that's one solution. Let's see. But important, are you Igbo? Do you feel Igbo? Do I feel Igbo? No, I don't. I've had the worst experience with mostly Igbo people because I don't speak Igbo fluently, and I have an Igbo name, so you can already imagine my plight. A lot of people back in Nigeria walking up to me and just start speaking Igbo to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak, and they're like, I didn't know your name, just I don't know how to speak it. I got PTSD from that shit, man. I do not feel Igbo at all. Making a vid about attracting... Oh yeah, I read that one too. Please answer my question, I missed it. I'm pretty sure I did already, but write it again. So in order to correct that, simply set it up with her next time, right? Literally, just set it up. Just set it up. Tell her, like a good piece of advice is just at the very least compliment her lips. If you compliment her lips and you look at them seductively, that should give her enough of an idea of what you plan to do later. You feel me? Let's see. I already read that one. Heavy pause, indeed. LMAO, no Diddy, indeed. This is funny. This is when we're going full sus. Good day, sire. I humbly request thou to bestow upon me moderator status. Request denied, peasant. For I know not who you are. Wilder Locks? Who is this man? Who with mans is thou? I know not who you are. Your request is denied. Good day, sir. Just answer my question. Sorry for the bad English. What bad English? Which one? Where? Where's the question? Answer it. Ask me the question again. Ask me. I can't swim. Good. A lot of black men in solidarity with me. Yes, I can't swim either. I got a question or idea. Should we all see the other mods vids of the approaches and stuff to learn from them as well? What are we talking about? Oh, the initiation process? No, you give us your raw approach footage. I'm sorry, there's a Tesla acting crazy behind me. Boomer didn't get the joke. What joke? What joke? I can't swim, indeed. Let's see. I hate to say it, but I can't swim either. Good. There's car. Okay, good. I remember all this. How often you recommend carrying out your woman, or just time spent is good? I would say a combined 4 hours a week is pretty good. You know. What's your opinion on fapping and corn? I really think I'll become a better man if I stop it. Yes, you probably will. You know. The best way to stop it, I've come to find, is to replace the habit with another one. So instead of fapping and corn, just find real girls. You know, because you don't like, corn is one of the worst things ever, because especially if you use it purely for the sake of like just relieving yourself all the time, as opposed to like maybe educationally or something, all you're gonna do is fuck up the way you view women. You know, it's setting up to kiss something we have to do with every girl, or just with some girls. Do it with every girl so it becomes a habit. Do it with every girl so it becomes a habit. Okay, but back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Corn. It'll change the way you view women, which just fucks up the way you interact with them. So stop it as soon as possible and transfer all that energy to talking to girls in real life, okay? Let's see. Damn, Todd. Oh, I read that one. But sire, I've been your loyal servant, serving you from the shadows. Heeding your word, please reconsider. My good sir, the shadows is not where I am served. I am served in the open, amongst all men to see. That is where I receive my service. I applaud you for your service, whatever it might have been, in the shadows. Yes, of course, you have done very well, good sir. Unfortunately, in order to become a moderator, you must show me your work. Quite like mathematics. I must see your work day in, day out, day in, day out. So, good sir, away with you. Anyway, Jace, do you think there's any... Oh, I already read that one. Waiting for her at the house. Fish Army with the advanced game. Jace is Carlo Ancelotti of game. I don't even know who Carlo Ancelotti is, but I know I'm saying that correctly because it looks like an Italian name. Right? Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. That's funny. Let's see. I identify as a white man too. That is funny. Does he actually like you when he cheating on you with his ex and a girl from near you and he constantly asks you for money to smoke, but he still says he likes you? Oh no, he doesn't like you. He just likes you for the money you give him to smoke. You know? This is one of those things, you know, that women have to... It's going to require rugged honesty. Got to be honest with yourself, honey. In terms of pure looks, can you compete with these exes of his? Yes or no? Got to be honest with yourself there. That's one. Two, are you getting actual specialized attention and time from him past just smoke, period? All right? Because when it comes to seeing if a guy likes you, you got to have concrete evidence. And a part of it is time. How much of his time are you actually getting? Post-nut time. The amount of time you're spending with him before sex happens. That's the most important kind of time. Sorry, after sex happens. So, you got to ask yourself those questions. I'm the boyfriend in question, please lie to her. That's crazy. That's funny. But yeah, that's the correct answer, Sakna. Megan, I did not call you not good looking. What about Corey Holcomb and Patrice O'Neal? Patrice O'Neal is a god. Corey Holcomb is a very funny guy with really cool insight. A lot of people like to call Corey Holcomb like the next coming of Patrice O'Neal. I highly disagree. They're two entirely different people. Not all fat black men are the same. Stop it. Besides, they talk about game very differently. Patrice had a belief system. Corey Holcomb just, you know, he has a method for dealing with women. Entirely different type of people. I do understand, my lord. How does one go about such a task to receive the honor? You approach me on every live and you make sure your presence is known. Every time I go live, you make your presence known. Understood? Carry on. Now let's see. Just like I'm a Man U fan. I don't know about all the Messi talk. Oh, that's crazy. Man U. What is Manchester United doing these days? I don't even... Weren't they caught cheating or something recently? Am I tripping about that? Was it Man U or was it Barca? It was one of them, right? Who was caught cheating and paying off refs? Let's see. Going to the club tonight, gonna push for minimum 3 numbers. Oh, that's good. That's a bad minimum though. You can do more than that. You can do 3 numbers in one set. Try to shoot for 10. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Jay say tap tap guys in a goody voice. What's a goody voice? A giddy voice or a goofy voice? Is that what we're talking about? Bro, you said that dating girls same age is wrong. At least 3 years younger, right? I didn't say it was wrong. I said it was a waste of time. I said it was a bad idea because you're not on the same wavelength or timeline. I didn't say it was wrong. You can do it. You can do it. You're just playing against a lot of odds. That's all. Oh, goofy voice. What am I saying again? In the goofy voice? Yo, you guys. What am I saying in a goofy voice? And now you guys playing. I gotta know what was said. I promise you, we just called you adorable for like 2 minutes. Just for like 2 minutes. Oh, what joy. All hope is not lost. Mwahaha. See you soon, Ryu, fish army. And Philip. Oh, okay. Bro, speaking into the future. I can respect that. Let's see. To be fair, Jace, I already read that one. It's not looking good, brev. Did he have game for real? No, he doesn't. No, he does not. I will say if he was getting chicks before he got rich, I would say it was probably because he was always super ambitious. He just looks like one of them type of guys. Maybe not solid game, but he just knows how to convince women he's gonna rule over the world later, you know? And that's all you need. Topics to kick up a good conversation with a woman. Any. Don't think about the topic or the quality of the topic. As long as you're passionate about it, it's a good enough topic. You know? Jace, besides God, who has the best game in history? Best game in history. Best game. I would still say it's Arash. Arash is pretty up there. I would still say it's Arash. For sure. Hey, what's going on, Meek? How you doing, baby? I haven't spoken to Butchie in a while, though. By the way, guys, that's the guy I went to high school with. When was the last time I spoke to him? Like a couple of years ago, actually. We follow each other on IG. I just gotta go and hit up all them boys. I know Jeff and them, they look at my stories sometimes. I gotta go say hi. How you doing, man? What you been up to, baby? So it's God then Arash. If you want to look at it like that. God doesn't really need game if you really think about it. You know, when you're that kind of being, you don't need game. It's not necessary. He's the only being that doesn't need game, and it's okay, you know. We're talking about all time? Okay, true. If we're gonna start talking about historical figures. King Solomon, yeah. Casanova's work was very important in his day, you know. Very, very important. But you said he got game. Yeah, when he was in his earthly form, when he was Jesus Christ. But, yeah. If you're talking about comparing Jesus, then yeah, Jesus is definitely up there. Like, Jesus is probably higher than King Solomon, in my opinion. He just didn't cash in on it, you know. Let's see. Being on the other two, that's funny. I've already read all this. Okay, I'm catching up. That's good. I'm very, very quick on the catching up. I'm sorry about the Ebo PTSD. I don't play with things like that. Hey, it's not your fault, man. It's okay. Jace, how was your dad game-wise, and did he teach you, or how good was he? So my dad lived in Europe for 10 years, between the ages of 2 and 12, me. And we would visit him from time to time. And I'm not going to go too deep into, like, the details, but let's just say at one point, my dad introduced his girlfriend there to my mom. I remember that day. So yeah, he was... Now, he didn't teach me any, though. Here's the thing. My dad, somewhere along the line, became a pastor. So that kind of conversation kind of got shut down, let's just say. You know? But I would always notice, like in high school, if I bring friends over and it's mostly girls, my dad would be like super excited and be like, hey, go and put on the gin. So yeah, you don't want your friends to be getting hot, now go and put on the gin. So he would make things conducive for me to have girls around me, even though he wouldn't tell me directly. You know what I mean? So yeah, my dad had it's not even my dad I had to worry about, it was my uncle. My uncle Emeka, which is funny because R.I.P. my uncle Emeka, but yeah, when he was alive, he was he was the real pimp in the family. Bro was 6'4", handsome as fuck. At his funeral, bitches was fighting. So yeah, I got a very interesting family when it comes to that, for sure. Let's see. Skip this one too. My bad. Especially when the happens in childhood. Yeah, it's terrible. I've been talking to a girl at work. I already read that one. Da-da-da. Apparently there's a joke I didn't get. Oh, probably the one about me being sus. Okay. Okay, she's 2 years younger. She mentioned she had a man. I think she still likes me. How do I proceed? Do I play the long game? Long game for what? Why are you playing second fiddle to another guy? There's no long game there. You're just waiting in the cut till hopefully the guy makes a mistake, and you don't have to do that. Just go talk to other girls. You know? I mean, after we are in Senar, discuss the. Oh, wasn't that joke? My bad. Do you think Atreus, aka Loki from the Norse God of War series, is a provider or protector? I've never seen that series. If we're talking about regular Roman mythology, then yes, Loki is a provider type, Thor is a protector type. That's kind of what they're made for, though. You know, like look at the Marvel movies. That's essentially how it looks. One is like a backhanded trickster. The other is a brute force idiot, right? Pure provider, pure protector. You feel me? It's okay, man. Not everyone's first language is English. It's okay. For the Nigeria situation, F it split up. Let's see. No, the Bible says not to date women, Jace. No, it doesn't. I don't even watch corn like that. Indeed. Bro, speak like black guy, please. Fine, I'm becoming white too. What do you mean speak like black guy? Anyhow I speak is speaking like a black guy. Because I'm a black guy speaking. What are you talking about? Unc still doesn't get it. I don't get it. Spell it out for me. I don't even know what the hell joke we're talking about right now. And now I have come out, do not forsake me. Indeed, I will not. Not sure if you watched the Black Butler public school arc is out. Black Butler. Is that an anime? It sounds like an anime. I identify as a white man too. That's hilarious. Alright, I do gotta go though. I should have been gone like 5 minutes ago. But I gotta bounce. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I have to go. I love you. It's so overlooks maxing sense. I appreciate you guys. All right, you guys know what the deal is. Go get my free course, Self-Belief. Go get my personal dating system, the Interview Lite. If you want to schedule a call with me, do that as well. All links are in my bio. If you want to know any specific topic that you think I might have talked about before, go to my YouTube, type in Jace the Pickup Scientist, and then whatever topic or word afterwards, hit the search bar and a video will most likely pop up after that. All right, I'll see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Do all those links I told you about. Click on the link in my bio. Go to those places, do those things. Start with the free course, very important. Please use all the information that you get out of me, especially from all my resources, in your real life. It will not be useful to you until and unless you actually use it consciously, okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love all the support. Thank you so much. And do with all this information what you must.